Hello, everybody. How are we doing tonight? It's good to see you. Welcome on board the what's the name of our ship again? I can't remember off the top of my head. Welcome on board the ship, anyway, for another trip into Rogue Trader. What an intro! I hope everyone is doing well. I recorded some Nebulous Fleet Command after work today, and ended up recording for nearly 2.5 hours trying to complete one mission. It is in the tank, and will be coming out very soon. So. Look forward to that. It may mean I'm a little bit scattered tonight because that was one hell of a mission. Congratulations to Core for getting first. That's your 10th all time. Your second in a row. Hey, Hildebrand. Hey, Daedra. Hey, Tachyon. Hey, Dallas Adram. Sorry, Div. Who did I say there? Hey, Tachyon. Hey, Dallas Adams. Hope you're all doing... This is an early US stream. Yeah, so during the week, Dallas, I kind of target my streams towards the UK and Europe, although it's still very hard to do because... how the time difference works between Australia and Europe. And then on the weekend, my streams are more for the US audience. So it is not an easy one to watch if you're in the US, and I totally recognize that fact. It's just how things work with where I am in the world. Hey, Alex. Hey, Gab. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Shall we play some Infinite Museum? Should we play some Rogue Trader? Let me click this button here. Let me make sure that both sides can see. No, they can't, because I haven't pushed the button that lets you see. Let's change this to Warhammer 40,000. Click OK. And now it should... There we go. We are back. Oh, interesting. I didn't know there was a weird option up here. Okay, so last time we unlocked the... not actually showing... the Sector Bionica. So we now have the ability to augment our crew. And we're going to head over to the Void Ship Bridge right now because there's some new stuff to pick up on the bridge. And then we need to make a few little decisions about our party. I'm guessing you want me to use the new DLC character, at least for this stream. So I've got a feeling that he's going to be replacing Pascal because there's no one really else he can replace in the party. He has some cool abilities. There's definitely one I want to try and build around, but we'll get into that in a second. Alright, we're back on the bridge. I want to have a quick chat with the High Factotum. Because if we go into Shopping Land, there is new stuff we can pick up that's further back in the list. So there is adaptive servo struts. Whenever a shot hits cover instead of the wearer, the attacker gains 3 stacks of exploit. Hey, Laxington Commander. When not in cover, the wearer gains 0, so 4 times movement point, cover efficiency as if they were in cover. The user suffers minus 50% dodge and parry. So kind of like... half permanent cover, but you don't get to dodge stuff anymore. We'll buy that. I might as well pick all this stuff up. Then if we jump over to the Explorators, there is a transonic cannon, which is an upgrade for Yogan. This cannon grants Yogan the transonic wave ability. It does not count towards the attack limit per turn. This augment is considered to be an inadexterous insertion. Egan cannot suffer crippled right arm. There's the touch of the Omnissiah. There's a whole bunch of new stuff under here that we haven't picked up. All targets hit by an arc rifle, Magna Rail Blast, or Transonic Wave offer a -3 penalty to dodge, parry until the end of combat. Hey Dallas, I hope you're doing well. Can you hear me okay? Am I coming through okay on YouTube? I hope so. Nice try on the the first. We've got the Portative Manipulator. Using a reload for any weapon costs 1 AP less. The Will to Live, which is a power sword that we don't really need. Precise Lascon. There's also an ocular implant here. If the user moved during their turn, for every 10 points of the perception bonus, 1 tactical simulacrum appears in a random cell adjacent to their current position. A tactical simulacrum's wounds are equal to 1, and it cannot dodge, parry, block, or take cover. An enemy that destroys a tactical simulacrum suffers +3 stacks of exploit. Their fellowship is reduced by 10%. Until the end of their turn, the user gains Simulacrum projection ability with 3. So there's a concussion. So if it gets wounded, it seems like an interesting thing, making holographic copies of yourself. The Casabalica has the Neural Graft. We can't buy any of these. So no, we can get the Neural Graft. The user gains 35 times the number of users' traumas, more melee damage, and gains damage deflection, but they suffer less damage as well. But they gain 3 stacks of Firm Sanctum, and whenever they suffer a trauma, it remains active. So basically, they do more damage, but they take more damage from electricity attacks, I believe. And then we've also got Fellowship of the Void, have a Cerebral Inverter, which this user weapon damage is calculated with intelligence instead of strength and ballistic skill instead of weapon skill, which is really, really interesting. There's the Chimus Combat Infuser. This user's attacks with a weapon in this hand inflict +3 levels of toxin and the toxic saturation effect that stacks, but the ballistic skill is reduced by 10. Could be good, potentially, for Heinrich. Then there's the Brinewalker Pendant. The wearer can move without performing attacks of opportunity as long as they have less than 50% wounds yet left. And the Acid Spitter, which is an exotic weber that melts people. So a lot of this is all just new stuff for the DLC. And then finally, the Imperial Navy. Whoops, I didn't mean to right click. Yeah, got it. The Imperial Navy has a bunch of stuff for our ship that we should definitely be picking up. So we're going to have a look at those in a second. Including the much requested flak weapons that we've really, really been needing. We could level some of this stuff up, and we definitely should look at that. But just for the moment, we do have a lot of chrome we have access to right now. So the question is, do we want to chrome anybody up? I can chrome from the bridge, so I don't need to go back down there to chrome people up. One thing I want to look at, first of all, is we can give this guy a transonic cannon. Is that better than a Magna Rail? Is it not? I don't know. The Magna Rail does... Egan selects the main target and 2 cells within a 4-cell radius around it. All creatures in those cells and the cells between them and the main target become additional targets. Yogan releases an energy bolt dealing 20 shock damage with 70% armor penetration to the main target. Then lightning bolts from the main target to deal the same amount of damage to additional targets. The main target suffers additional potential enemy stacks more damage. Additional targets suffer half that. So, this is like an area of effect chain lightning gun, by the sounds of it. Whereas this thing that we just picked up, Transonic Wave. All creatures in a 6-cell cone in front of Yogun suffer int over 3 rending damage. We are humans, we need railguns, it's sci-fi law. With tech use % armor penetration, the affected targets suffer tech use stacks of Echo Pulse until the end of combat, and he gains... I think I want the long-range weapon on him more than the short-range weapon. The other thing I'm kind of interested in is the Neural System Graph, the Warrior. If I can get a railgun grab, I'll get a railgun. So the user deals... Hang on, let's just look at this properly. So the user deals 35 times the number of users' traumas, more melee damage. So basically, the more traumas they get and the more fatigue they get, they do more damage to them. It's not as good as I thought it was. There is also the Remote Revitalizer. The range at which medkits and stimulants can be used is increased by 4. When a medkit is used to restore an ally's wounds, it restores... This could be a really good one for me. Except I can't use medkits, damn it. I was just thinking it'd be a really good one for me, but I can't use medkits. The problem with this is it reduces weapon skill and ballistic skill by 5%. Because I was thinking about giving it to Argenta, but I'm not sure if I want to reduce her weapon skill by... 5% ballistic skill... Her ballistic skill at the moment is 65. What's 5% of 65? It's a very small amount, isn't it? Like 5% of 65 is like 3 and something, if my maths is right, like 3.7. Does it really matter for her to gain the ability to use medkits at range? When a medkit is used to restore my wounds, it restores more. When a stimulant is rooted, it restores more. The other person we could give it to is Kimbala, because she's set up to use medkits. Like, she's got a really high Medicae score. I'm just not certain. I'm wary to... I'm actually really wary at this moment to augment people. You can reduce logins with... You can reduce 2. What about logins? You mean this guy's... You can replace login with another gun. What do you mean by... I don't know what you mean by login, Daedra. You can replace login's arm. You mean Yogin's arm? Yes, I was literally looking at that. So I was actually just looking at that a second ago, but I decided to go for this one. Are some of the crew against augments? Yes, I'm pretty sure Heinrich is against augments. That doesn't stop me augmenting him. His name, Login Yoggin. Okay. But yes, I do know I can swap out his gun. I can't swap out his plasma gun, though, from what I understand. But I know I can swap this gun out, because I've got a different gun for it. I've got the transonic cannon. Actually, I think if we go here, we can swap out his plasma gun, yeah. Oh, also, he has a plasma gun, which we need for... we need for Pascal. Which reminds me, we are going to go back to High Factotum, and we're going to get the Heavy Bolter for Argenta. So let's go back in here. I think it's... Someone has the heavy bolter. There we go. The Drusians have the heavy bolter. If we can get up to reputation 3 with them, I can get a heavy bolter for Argenta. So I would like to try and do that. They like holy gifts. Favorites to the top. Okay, they don't... There's no holy gifts for them. They like jewelry. I don't have jewelry. They like ship components. I have a little bit of ship components. Swap axe with another plasma. You could double plasma gun? That's amazing. Okay, there's not a lot of stuff they love. Actually, no, there's holy gifts here. So why aren't they at the top? Maybe they're my favorites? Let's just put them in type in ascending order. Okay. So we've got fuel, 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 fuel. We're looking for holy gifts, top of the list. Ship components, melee weaponry, uniform kits, armor kits, provisions, holy gifts. Okay, I've got holy gifts for them. So let's do... that's 500. I want to get to reputation 3. It's going to take quite a lot. Let's give them all my holy gifts, because that's the thing they like the most. So I don't see who else I'm going to be giving holy gifts to. So I'm just going to give them my holy gifts. There's no reason not to give them all my holy gifts, right? I'm not making a huge mistake by giving them all my holy gifts. Probably am. I'm going to give them my holy gifts. This is going to massively boost our trade with them. Alright. So that's brought us up to reputation 3, which means I can get... So I'm going to get the Holy Bolter. I want to get the Commander's Cloak, the Cloak of Retribution. The wearer gains a plus 15% damage, bonus to damage against enemies that dealt damage to the wearer this round. That could be good for Abelard. There's a Militant's Cloak. The wearer's first melee attack in combat can't be powered or dodged. That's also good. The Adaptive Servo Struts is another augment. The user's base partial cover efficiency equal to their base full cover efficiency. Well, not in cover. Okay, that's the same thing we've already got. That's this thing here. We just got a second one. There's the Excruciator Maul, which is a power hammer. There's an Elite Trained Sword, which I think is a bit half, and a Sanctified Staff, which gives the Emperor's Wrath ability. For a heavy bolter, friendship. But yes, we are here for the heavy bolter. So let's buy all that's available. And now, if we go to Argenta, we can finally give her... I'm going to swap out her flame. So I'm going to have her with a bolter and a heavy bolter. But she's going to finally get her heavy bolter. And she is almost complete. She just needs her power armor. So the heavy bolter has a rate of fire of 8, which means she'll fire 16 shots, does 6 to 10 damage with 25% armor penetration. The Imperial Pride does a lot more damage, but fires half as many shots. So we need to get her a better heavy bolter, but this is a decent starting one. Big gun for a big lady, exactly. I don't think there's any other heavy bolters in the store that are easy to get to. Let's just have a quick look. Flamer pistol. I don't think there's a heavy bolter here at all. Heavy flamer. Nothing there. Opticon 22 might have something. There's a heavy plasma gun. I'm guessing they've got lots of stuff for Yoga now. Yeah, there's nothing really there for them. A hex rifle. There's a precise bolter. Dark lance. There's a calibrated heavy stubber. There's a storm bolter. Sniper rifle. Red crystal staff. The Fellowship might. Probably not. Skull crushers. Armored body glove. Earthbreaker. No, nothing there. And then if we finally quickly check the Imperial Navy. The Imperial Navy just has ship components. Okay. Right, well, we've got the heavy bolter for Argenta, which is something I really, really wanted. Swap axe with another plasma gun. I don't actually have another plasma gun to swap that axe with. We could give him a melter gun. We could give him, if I just go to, there's a way to go from, I thought it was maybe type, maybe not. Newest to oldest is probably the best way to do it. I could give him the acid spitter. I could give him 12 feudal swords. They should go into cargo. I could give him... sadly can't give him the melty mod. I hate toasted waffles. There's not really anything good I can give him unless I want to give him a melter gun. Instead of his... I mean, the melter gun does do a lot of damage. If someone gets up close to him, we've got a melter gun, plasma gun, and the rifle. That's pretty cool. We'll go with a plasma gun. We'll go with the melter gun for now. And we'll see what else we can get for him. Okay. Now, in terms of what we're doing today... We had to make a bit of a flight all the way back to here. So first of all, I want to upgrade the ship very quickly. I can't believe this is the direction they went for the new follower. Yeah, it's really interesting. I'll say that. I think he's going to grow on me. So this is a Rise of Pattern Plasma Battery. So, but I want the dual module, so I don't want this. We can add to cargo this. This is an Auger Array, but we've got the Auspex Multiband. So this is 90% 5, so we don't need this. I can add that to cargo. The Lathe Pattern 2B engine. This plasma drive provides 12 speed, so this is an engine upgrade. And I don't actually have access to the Museiom yet, Dallas. Flak ammo allows flak shots to be fired from kinetic macro cannons. So this is what everyone's been telling me that I need. But this is have to replace our focusing lens, which increases the damage of our lance weapons by 30%. But I'm going to swap this out for this. Then we've also got ceramic void ship plating, which is a massive increase in armor, going from 5 to 9, which is really nice. And then we've also got an Auger Array, which we don't need, and then there is a maintenance deck here, which we don't have room for. So that's the ship upgraded. Now then to space. So we are down here in Furibundus. And we do have a quest to complete at Palatium Stelos. I'm not sure what. Answer a call for help from Grantis. Oh, that's the place that's not ours. So we've got a quest to complete here. There's a quest to complete here in Yanis. We have to pick up a seal, which we missed. And then we've got a quest here in Mundus Valancius, where we've got to arrange a reception, which I'm not too worried about. But we were working on, I think, was it... I can't remember what planet we were on. That, we're on a planet up here. That we started doing a quest for, that we left. I think it might be Veabos 6. I think it might be Veabos 6. Is that right? Journal. Let's see if we can find it. Reclaim what was lost. Additional Kiva Gamma. No, that's not it. This is Abolition Blood. The requirements show that corruption lurks in the ship's plasma drive chambers. Okay, we should probably look into that. So that's the world that's under attack. These are companion quests. Lord Captain is to take through... No, that's not it. Ritual of Binding. Kibboleth is waiting for the Captain to be introduced before Mission's Ritual. Okay, we're going to do a couple of these things, I think, first of all. Inspect the fuel lever on the ship's bridge. Okay, we're going to do a few of these things that are waiting for us to complete on the ship, just while we're down here. So we're not spending like the whole stream just flying north. So we're going to fix the fuel lever on the bridge that I've apparently missed. We're going to check the plasma chamber. We're going to talk to Kibboleth about her binding herself to us or something, because we've missed all of this stuff. So apparently there is a fuel lever on the bridge that needs our attention. Does it show up on the map? It probably doesn't. So I have to find out where this fuel lever is. I don't know how we're going to find this fuel lever. Activate the control panel. That's kind of maybe looks like it. What's the kill? Yes, exactly, Dallas. Fuel system analysis in progress. Status diagnosis. Result: no failures detected. System operational. Oh, and then it started smoking at us. Pascal? Why is Argenta here? That's not Argenta. Who is this? No, Tavian, if you own the game, you get some DLC items. You get some special items. Okay, we did that. What does the journal say now? What was that? It was class... Nope. What was that quest called there? I think it's gone. Systems Vox system. Meet the Vox Mister on the bridge, okay? It's supposed to be smoking with the wall of the down. Of course it is. Alright, we didn't speak to the Vox Master yet, who... where is the Vox Master? Vox Master Victus. My personal log states the ship's Vox system is malfunction. Can you explain? Lord Captain, the Vox system is functioning as expected and no communication problems have been reported by any of the crew. Also, hey Tavian, how's it going? Please allow me to check the system's calibration setting in your presence to alleviate any concerns you may have about its performance. The Voxmaster's thin fingers dart between hundreds of wires and cables on the control panel, flipping switches and turning dials. She uses commands and methodically checks the lines of communication with the crew on every deck. At last, accompanied by the sound of static, the crackle of the vox, and the flickering of ceiling lights, the dance of our hand concludes. All finished, Lord Captain. No issues detected. The system is working as expected. Thank you for your service, Mr. Tolman. Lord Captain. Okay, something weird is going on, because you're getting sent to systems. The Forgotten Twin system is of particular interest to the rogue trader. Okay, I'm not going to go there right now, but where is that system? Just for interest's sake, where is the Forgotten Twin system? Because something weird is going on. This is a weird set of quests that just showed up that's in my quest book. So the Forbidden Twin system. It's okay. It's on our route north. So we're going to head that. I've never identified it with the character until I have the Vox system. We also apparently have some stuff to do here. So our hallowed railway has completed. Whispers behind your back. The Lord Captain's presence on a colonized world is required. Travel to the concept to determine what is happening on the planet. Okay, so we're going to have to head to Foulstone at some point. The Rogue Trader ordered the formation of a debate group for those who dispute, which has had a side effect of distracting the monks from their duties. The Rogue Trader appointed 3 prelates. The Rogue Trader held the Order of the Hammer. Okay, so we've got a new thing we can build here. Somebody else report issues only for you to prove them wrong. That sounds like being in any kind of support role in anything ever, to be completely honest, but I completely get that. Okay, so we can pick up Touched by Holiness. That gets us the Shield of Faith, which is plus 30% to Prow Shield. Sooner rather than later, some of those are timed. Okay. Well, we're going to have to head north soon then. Cemetery of the Faithful, which gets us the Blessing of the Fallen. The flagship gets a plus 5% bonus to evasion. Gets us a calling-wise complacency bonus as well. Touched by Holiness gets us Drusian reputation and efficiency. This gets us Drusian reputation and complacency. Thousand Face Relic just gets us Drusian's dogmatic complacency and efficiency. We can't take Good Tiding, partly because we have Bonfires of the Righteousness. So I'm thinking maybe getting Cemetery of the Faithful. The foundation of an honorary cemetery for the repose of the dynasty's best servants will create a new tradition in the Protectorate. This will cost us 1 adamantium, which we can afford. I believe we have 8. This will cost us 2 plasteel, which we can also afford. It'll cost us 1 phlogiston, which I think we can also afford that. For reputation and complacency for everyone. And I'm not, 5% evasion is 5% evasion. I'm going to execute Cemetery of the Faithful. Okay. The other systems, Yanis doesn't have another project yet because we haven't got the requirements for a lot of them. Dragonis. Oh, Lord Captain, we received a report from Dragonis. Some common folk from the now ruined Scipion 84249 have succumbed to the heresy of defiance, forming into gangs known as the Engine Vandals. They now ride across the waste on wasteland-adapted cleaning Goliaths. They've declared themselves outside the law, raiding the Hive's outskirts, only to escape retribution in the toxic wastelands. So we've established Mad Max on our capital world. Many of them did not want to obey your more than equitable decision to send to the restoration site of Scipione, and thus they have fled labor settlements, committing the heresy of disobedience. Rumor has it that the Foreman clan in charge of debris removal in the ruins of Scipione associates with these vandals. We could pass on your world to the renegades via the Foreman, or force them to disclose the location of the rebels' nomadic camps. It always goes back to Mad Max, yeah. What is this Foreman clan? It is a union of tech workers and technomats who used to serve on the lower levels of Scipione. Small-scale shift bosses, useful common folk who have proved their worth with digital labor and valuable knowledge. Of course, they rank much lower than the esteemed merchants, to say nothing of the aristocrats, but the common folk heed their kin, and the foremen have both the authority and the ability to manage them. The Scipions keep to themselves, but the foremen have not shown any signs of disloyalty. They were the first to volunteer to return to the ruins of Scipione 84249 and to start clearing the rubble. They are certainly useful and well accustomed to praising the Emperor through their labor. Hey Karthakuda, how's it going? Good to see you. Moreover, their grief of the loss of their home and resilience with what they have borne, it may have made them heroes and martyrs in the eyes of the commoners. How did they survive in the wastelands? It is rather uncomfortable way of life, your ladyship. Rogue Trader, I offer you this holy relic, a strand of the hair from the Emperor, Juicin. I thank you for this, but why is it short and curly? They are always on the run from acid rains and hurricanes, keeping a decent distance from the hives if they do not plan on raiding at that moment. They get their food from abandoned outposts, paying for it with the lives of those killed by the autonomous security system. Oh my good.
Kartakuta just subscribed.
15 months, Karthakuta, that's insane. Thank you so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. Waterproof their ration very strictly. They live by marauding, occasionally hunting and plundering, sometimes their own kin and sometimes the outskirts of the hives. They are tribal degenerates and barbarians that is rapidly developing its own clan culture. Civilized residents shoot the scum any chance they have. What do my advisors say? If the Engine Vandals had managed to tame the ancient machine spirits, then that means there are technomats or even tech priests among the ranks. That renders them negotiable. It would be efficient to utilize such renegades instead of dispose of them. A promise of reward for every piece of technology found in the waste of Dragonis and return the dynasty will ensure their obedience and tractability. If you wish to exterminate them, Alentek, do not waste your time hunting them down. Instead, deceive them into destroying each other. Tempt them with a prize, a weapon, or a trophy they can fight over. After the Monkey are finished slicing each other up with the right to obtain it, your warriors will finish the deed. The tactic often proves effective against your kind. The Aristocats... Oh,
Core 212121 just subscribed and says that reminded me.
oh, welcome back. For 20 months, Core. That's insane. And you've started another hype train. But thank you so much for the resub. Again, I really appreciate your support. So the Aristocrats and Dragonis despise them, but are also secretly afraid of them, correct? Renegades who can invoke such fear, I wonder. Had there been such exiles in my house, would their presence have curbed the ambitions of my brothers and sisters? Would they have supported me in case of conflict? Oh, I'm scheming and sparring right now. No, that's no help at all, Cassia. Bravo, Lady Cassia. Do not be ashamed of the unique abilities bestowed upon you by your heritage. They are your birthright. The web teaches us to look for the enemy's vulnerability in what drives them. If the enemy is compelled to seek sustenance by attacking your domain, prepare a trap full of poison gifts. Let them eat and drink to their heart's content. The poison will weaken them, and then you strike. So we've got a few options. We've got Pascal. Draft a message to the Omniscient Renegades. Let them serve the acquisition of knowledge. That will get us a wasteland generator. This ancient components of a Dragonis fleet frigate was discovered in the waste by the ancient Vandals and presented to the Rogue Trader. Torpedo tube capable of firing 5 short-burning plasma torpedoes with 19 damage warheads. That's cool. Or Lady Cassia will get us +1 security, and the leader of the Engine Vandals, which gets us +1 movement points. We'll do as Kibala says. We'll get a Death Cult Power Blade, which is just a blade sword. Okay. Or we will follow Yurlet's advice, which will get us the Wasteland Twister, which is a two-handed power sword. So it's a gun, torpedoes for the ship, which I don't know if they're good or not. +1 movement point for our character. A single-handed power sword or two-handed power sword. And then complacency, security, or mechanisms. I'm going to let you vote on it. So it's option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. So vote start 4-1. What one are you going to pick up? MP if you're taking votes. Okay. So it's exclamation mark V1, V2, V3, or V4 to vote. What if we just paper over the problem and forget about it? So what do you want me to pick? We've got 1 vote for option 1 so far, which is the Pascal option to get the guns. That's the second vote for the guns from Dallas Adams. Nox Up is going for option 2. Thank you for voting, Nox. Atomic Artichoke also going for 2, so we now have a draw on the vote. Just for the lore, fair enough. I like that a lot. I love the fact that you become the leader of the Ancient Vandals. It's very funny. Okay, it's getting quite close between option 1 and option 2. Option 1 is pulling ahead very slightly with 3 votes. Daedra making it equal with 2 votes. So we're very close. Less than probably 10 seconds before the vote closes. It was a draw. I have to roll it, and I do not have my dice bag on my desk, so I'm going to have to get it or find a coin or something. Any other votes before we vote to close? It's about to close any second now. It's about to close. Okay. What can I flip? Okay, I'm going to flip this. So heads is option 1. Tails is option 2. Whoops. That wasn't the flip. That was me dropping it. Okay, it's tails. We're going for option 2. I am now the leader of the... Oh, you need Profit Factor 1 for that option. Okay. But we're going for... Lady Cassie is right. We should help them and give the Aristocrats a real threat that will keep them in place. I'm still naive even the basis of the game played by the powerful. My intuition tells me this is a winning strategy. A meeting with the leaders of the Ancient Vandals was organized through the mediation of the Foreman clan. They have gladly accepted the dynasty's proposal to serve. Having received weapons and information, the Ancient Vandals slaughtered several brash and troublesome aristocrats in a few successful raids, sowing fear and reliance on the Road Trader's protection. The roar of their engines was akin to the crack of whip over the heads of frightened cattle. Amazing. I don't think we're building stuff here at the moment. Oh no, we could build something else here as well. There's a lot of options. The only thing we can't do is a Kazan auction. We've got Genetic Mercy, which gets us Iconoclast. The genetic purchase will be stopped. This world needs working hands. So it gets us ×6 people, which we're not low on, but we could definitely do with more. Gets us security, complacency, and Iconoclast points. Then there's Doctrine of Rationality. According to the new doctrine, the disenfranchised will be servitorized or disposed of through hazardous work. That will get us +10 Dogmac, +2 efficiency, +2 complacency, +2 security. You can't lie with those numbers. Those are good numbers, but it's not nice what we're doing to people. Sorted goods. Convicts will be secretly resold to the pirates at the Chronos expense. That will get us +2500 RP with the Fellowship of the Void and a bunch of stuff we can use here. I feel like these stats are more important than these stats when we're doing stuff on the worlds. There's Hallucinatory Chem Thermae. The construction of pleasure chambers will give the aristocrats a place of repose free from moral restrictions, which will get us 2 profit factor, also get us 10 heresy points and some complacency. Oh no, sorry, what am I talking about? We on this place, we want to get a tier 3. I'm sorry, we want to get a tier 3. So we're saving up for one of the tier 3s. The schools is also a good one, which we should probably look at getting. But I'm not going to get the school here. This is for our tier 3 slot. And then Vabos, I don't think we can only afford Punishment of the Thinkers. And I would like to get some of the other ones available before we build something. So we're not building anything on Dargonis yet. Okay, that was a little bit. So let me just work on our route. So answer the call for help. Visit the Forgotten Twins. Find the seal on Yanis. Where is that place we needed to get to protect it? What was that planet again? We need to get to Foulstone. I can't remember where Foulstone is. What system is Foulstone in? That's where Yanis is. Where's Foulstone? Because I don't have an icon next to it. I feel like it was around here somewhere. Nope. This is where Dargonis is. Lower left corner. Not here. Foulstone, okay. So we can jump from here to Foulstone, and then over here and up here. So we've got a pretty quick route we can take. Cool. First of all, though, I want to do some stuff. I want to actually do some role-playing. Because all we've done so far is, like, look at stats and do events, and we've been streaming for half an hour. So let's talk to Kibble, and then we're going to check out the plasma drive chambers. Because we've just been doing, like, nothing so far. Which good stuff, though. I'm also very tempted to get lost in augmentation. And I don't want to jump into that until we find like a really good reason to augment somebody. So let's talk to Kibble and work out what this ceremony she wants to do is.
Domin. Then follow me, Domin.
Okay, this is going to be weird, I bet. Oh, I have to blank out the screen. It can't be worse than Unicorn Overlord. This better not be a romance option, by the way. Hey, Roger, how's it going? This is actually Rogue Trader, but welcome on board. So Darktide is the like survival co-op shooter, and this is the
Are you ready?
This is the CRPG.
Domin.
What exactly are we going to do?
This is the ritual of binding. By the Undying One's will, our fates and ours one. But I must still guide you.
I feel like I'm marrying Kibble here.
Mind. Although it is my predestination alone to walk its corridors in search of answers.
Hope you're doing well, Rudra.
Your image must become part of the tangle. For I am your shadow, Domin, and your presence will aid me in sensing whatever threats may be
It does seem
looming
pretty
over
official,
you.
yeah. I was confused between Darktide and Rogue Trader. That's okay. Don't worry. I also like... what's really funny is I opened the stream with a music track from Darktide. So there is actually like a link in this stream to that. What is all this on the floor?
Instructions, directions, a depiction of the puzzle that can only be solved within one's own consciousness by following its bends and turnings. I do not require these.
All right, Gab
lines
Channel, have
to
a good one.
find my
Have a lovely
way.
day. Thanks for hanging out.
But for you, they will serve as a guiding thread.
Okay. So let's begin.
Your weapon for the ritual. Watch the lines on the floor. You can only pass through the gaps. The rest, you need not know. Enter the labyrinth, Domin.
Okay. Are we doing a battle dance? Yes, we are. Okay. I'm not a close combat fighter, just FYI. This is not how a shout boss fights. I think we're marrying her. Kimball's
You are
breathing.
now upon the path. Your shadow now walks the labyrinth, and my gaze can now see when danger draws near you.
My gaze can now see when danger draws near you. Hey, Pangea, can you tell me what this really was? What is the true meaning of this rite?
You are not required to understand. You have joined the ritual. That will suffice.
I either pick I do not mean to offend you, or I only seek to understand why this matters to you. This seems like a romance choice, though.
Your words have caused.
Okay,
no
I'm gonna
offense.
say I want to understand.
Understand me? Why, Domin? My fate is preordained, and our places assigned. We both must serve the Undying One, as his design foretells. But if such is indeed your wish,
Why are there gene stealers in the background of her portrait, and why have I never noticed that before? Why are there gene stealers in the background of her portrait?
my path of service to the Undying Emperor is one of many twists and pitfalls. Every mind is fraught with weakness, and only by honing it tirelessly can one achieve focus and prime
I think
one's
it's both.
perception.
It's both,
I
Dallas.
envision the tenets of the web as a maze of tangles and dead ends. Each time I go into a trance, be it one of the soul or of battle, I walk this path from beginning to end. And now that you're a part of it, you will be there with me when next I enter the labyrinth.
It sounds like she has kind of married me, but I haven't married her.
You may deem it strange. You live in a world so far removed from my own that such rituals must seem absurd to you. I am sure I would find your rituals equally mystifying.
My rituals? What do you mean?
You are empowered by the will of the Undying One himself. And yet, when I look at your life, I am surprised. You follow a different thread. One that does not seem as strict to your thoughts and deeds. There is so much luster.
Interesting. So I've got, would you like to see my world, Kibala? You've allowed me to witness your rituals. If I show you one of mine. That sounds like an invitation to bed, to be completely honest. My world is more than mere luster. Perhaps it'll help you to have a closer look at my life. Kibala has strong Yandere tendencies. She does indeed.
Your world is alien to me, Domin. And yet, having some knowledge of it could help me to improve my service to both you and the Undying One. Permit me, then, to observe one of the rituals that fills your life. I will do so with gratitude. The labyrinth has accepted you. We have danced amid the crossing lines and minds, and by the dance, we are now bound.
Okay, whatever that ritual is, we have now done it. We're now married. I'm married to the goth. My steak is just too juicy. My lobster is just too buttery. My wine is just too perfect. My dog is just too snory. Alright, before we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go check out the plasma drives. Which does mean we're going to have to level up Logan. Who is the goth? The goth is a... she's part of a death cult that lives on my ship. And they have sent her to be one of my bodyguards. There's a bunch of factions that live on my ship. It's I don't know how much Warhammer 40,000 you know, Rudra, but my ship is massive. It has, like, entire populations of people who don't even realize it's a ship. And she's a death cultist that wants to survive me. Just remember to treat her like a person and do her blood pact if you want the good ending. There's a bad ending? Oh, that's sad. Well, we're going to head to the plasma chambers now. And just for ease, we're going to go with the party we had last time. But we're going to give you're going to try. It's 40k, of course there is. I mean, that's totally fair. Let's find out what's going on in our plasma drive chambers. Horse body. What kind of insulation is that supposed to be? If you kill us, Mateus will draw me back from beyond the grave just to give me an earful. Scrap this and start again. I will double check it. Is that our good friend the Firemaster, who shows up everywhere and I think is maybe a mythical figure and not actually a person, but might actually be the manifestation of the ship's will? It is. It is indeed the heart of the ship. I feel like there's so much more to this guy than meets the eye. I really do. If anyone knows what's going on our ship, it's this guy. This guy knows what's going on. He's also just pretty cool. The light from the Infernus Master's low stick reveals a surprised but amiable expression. Heinrich's lip is split from a fresh bruise is blossoming on his cheekbone. Lord Captain, didn't expect to see you in this compartment. Are you out for a stroll, taking in the sights of your domain? The blue glow of plasma is especially striking at this time of the watch. Dope Jay, isn't the power of the warp surging in the bay, or was there a spark between us just now, Heinrich? Heinrich matches her with a theatrical sigh. Either could start a dangerous fire, Mr. Sodari. Someone could get hurt. Well, we can't let that happen now, can we? You're the most mawkish Infernus I have ever met, Master Montag. A burly man in coveralls furrows his bushy eyebrows. His sparse hair stands on end. You've got an eye... Doctor, how dare you say that we've got an eye on board? Your ladyship, welcome. I'm Shift Foreman Nige. It's probably Nije, but Nige, as in like good old Nigel, in charge of the section. If you need anything, I'm here to help. Infernus Master. Infernus Master, what exactly are you doing here? I'm carrying out a routine drive inspection. The regulations require schedule checks to make sure that the insulation isn't weakened. The sensors haven't been tampered with, and the reactor isn't about to blow anytime soon. It's just business as usual. Imperium test succeeded. It is strange that the senior officer is conducting the inspection alone. According to regulations, there should be an entire squad of Inferni, and the personal presence of the Infernus Master is necessary only in emergencies. Heinrich, why are you really here? Found me out, have you? Heinrich gives you a wink and pulls on his low stick. I'm not really here about the reactor. I heard a rumor that you'd gone to investigate the plasma drive chambers, so I thought I'd make sure everything went smoothly. Your ladyship is accustomed to associating with people of your rank, or officers at the very least, but here, the place is home to voidfarers of simpler manners, whose clan customs may be unfamiliar to you. The Voidfarer of simpler manners furrows his brows. Our customs are decent ones, Master Montag. I'd rather boil myself in plasma than let anything happen to the Lord Captain. No, I've already done the whole scene where you drive the train with him. No offense, Nige. But if you can find even 3 people in this bay who can give a report without turning the air blue, I'd gladly admit I was wrong. And it grins at the now silent Nige. You're a good bunch. I hate to see you insult her ladyship with some foolishness and not even realize it. Thank you, Heinrich. I'm just keeping an eye out, your ladyship. Feel free to ask old Nige any questions you may have. He knows the plasma drive chambers like the back of his hand. That's right, your ladyship. If there's something that isn't your liking, or if you find anything suspicious, come at me at once. I want to find out about his bruise. How's your face? An enforcer's baton is pretty sturdy, but not as thick as the skull of a hard-boiled Infernus. I have to give it to your caster. Her officers earn their rations. They clobber you good, okay? Nige, have you ever seen a symbol that looks like a serpent in front of a star? Somebody keeps daubing it on the equipment and bulkheads. If I find the scoundrels, I'll tear their hands off and send them for servitorization. Is it some kind of sedition? I didn't know. If you see one of these, let me know. We'll try to find these artists. Heinrich rolls his low stick back and forth, thinking. I've seen it on some bulkheads, crates, doors. I just assumed it was the mark of some small clan. Many voids would mark their workplaces with family symbols. I want to know more about this bay. We are proud of our chambers. Power feeds the ship's main engines from here. There are other drives on the ship, but ours is the mightiest. That is to say, we do important work. Working with plasma is dangerous, but we have a good crew and not too many incidents. The esteemed tech priests are satisfied with us. The machine spirits are all working as they should. The Inferni don't complain about us either. We fix cracks in the reactor vessel on time, and we fix leaks. Shift forward, tell you so. I don't care about that. Infernus Master of the ship. What kind of person are you? I'm a voidsman, your ladyship. Grew up on the footfall. Joined the crew at 14. Spent my whole life in this bay. I've raised no family and made no fortune, but I've climbed my way up the ranks. I don't know anything about my trade in this compartment. I am my trade in this compartment, Lord Captain. All right, I don't want to tell Heinrich to leave, so I was going to say I want to take my leave. Try again. Okay, we're going to have to quickly level Yogan up. with him gone. Which I mean, oh, without the guy there. Okay, the work is most important, mysterious because we fought why like 5,000 years ago. So here's the question: what archetype do I pick for Jürgen? The thing to remember is that I am an overseer. I'm an overseer, and I've got Cassia as a master technician, but I'm not really using her master tactician abilities. I'm using her navigator abilities. Now, I do want to primarily use Jürgen's tech priest abilities, but he hasn't got that many of them. I've also already got two archmilitants in the squad, and Heinrich is an executioner. So what do we want to make Jürgen? The one thing I don't have is a grand strategist. A master of the battlefield positioning for themselves and their allies, the grand strategist is able to increase the battle effectiveness of the party by designating and strengthening important parts of the battlefield. Core focus, battlefield control, ally buffs, unique utility, and enemy debuffs. If nothing else, it's something that we don't have anywhere else. Abelard is an arch-militant. We can also make him a vanguard. An unstoppable force on the front line. It doesn't really fit. He's not really... I don't really want him being a front-line fighter. The Master Tactician, we've already got. The Overseer, we've already... Like, I don't want another Overseer in our party. We've got so many Overseers already in our squad. So I think he's going to be a Grand Strategist. I don't know really what a Grand Strategist does. Combat Tactics. The Grand Strategist analyzes the battlefield and can create specific areas providing bonuses to all allies, including them. Frontline, backline, and rear. In the first round of combat, all 3 areas can be created in 1 turn. In the following rounds, only 1 of them can be created per turn. All areas can be moved with the corresponding abilities and cannot lap. If there are 2 more Grand Strategists in the party, the combat tactics areas are common for all Grand Strategies. The highest intelligence bonus and fellowship bonus of the Grand Strategist used. So we've got Take and Hold. The Grand Strategist chooses 1 combat tactics area. Every ally inside it gets an extra turn with 1 IP and 2 MP at the start of Grand Strategist's next turn. For anyone that's killed in the combat tactics area, this AP is increased by 1 up to a maximum of 6. Up to a maximum of 3. Let's look. I don't really know what else to set him to be. I want to set him to be a Grand Strategist. It's probably a mistake, but I don't really mind. So we're going to set him as a Grand Strategist. He then gets an ability, and this is related... I want to try and pick the Manipulus abilities for him rather than the Grand Strategist abilities, because I think this is the stuff I want him to do. So he's got Charge Distribution. Jürgen grants electrified strikes to himself or an ally within 7 cells for 1 round, allowing the target to deal additional shock damage. That seems pretty cool. Defend the Divine Work. Jürgen grants Blessing of the Omnissiah to himself or an ally within 7 steps, increasing their armor and damage dealt. Also sounds pretty cool. What does that actually mean? Blessing of the Messiah. This creature's armor is increased by 3 times Jürgen's int bonus, and the damage is increased by armor after all modifiers 10%. Okay, in that case, I'd probably like the sign of Charge Distribution over that. Galvanic Gate. This is the thing I want to play around with. For 1 round, Jürgen creates an energy wall that occupies 6 cells in a straight line. Range attacks made by him or his allies through this area deal additional 8 shock damage and have armor penetration % more armor penetration. So the tooltip for that isn't there because I can't see how much it is, but... or the Repair Mechadendrite, which lets him heal people. I want to pick the Galvanic Gate Mechadendrite as this ability. I think it sounds really interesting. So we're going to grab that for here. Then we've got the talent, and I want for him... Again, I want to go down the Manipulus stuff first. So he has... bring it down. There's one for this what was this called? This is the Galvanic Gate. Galvanic Reaction. Whenever an enemy suffers attacks an ally affected by Galvanic Field, that enemy suffers 29 shock damage. When transonic cannon is used, allies that pass through cells occupied by the enemy wall gain 4 MP. Enemies that pass through the wall. What's my opinion on Grey Knights? They're pretty cool. I did do a series on Grey Knight Demon Hunters, but it never really picked up. I do quite like Grey Knights. I think they're pretty cool, actually. Enemies hit by you can suffer plus 50% more shock damage. After he uses Magna Rail Lance, next instance shock of energy damage within 1 round is increased by 29%. So coming against 1 more second potential energy. You gain 70% block. You can target himself with Bring It Down. I want to grab Galvanic, where is it? Is it High Voltage? Yes, High Voltage. Give more movement points to allies and hurt people that move through it. Perfect. Take and Hold, that's his ability. AP increase is great. We'll get his intelligence up because a lot of his stuff seems to run off that. Then there's another Manipulus ability I want him to grab. I want to grab, is it Galvanic Reaction? Yep, we'll grab a Galvanic Reaction. We'll get his intelligence up again. Then we'll grab Charge Distribution, because this sounds really interesting. Let's give shock attacks to people. Then we're going to put up his... Oh god, what is his good stats? So he's got 80 for Lore Imperium. I don't need persuasion on him. I've got 145 persuasion. 107 for logic. We probably want to keep his logic high and his tech use high. So we'll take logic here. And then more manipulative stuff. When a creature ends its turn, each creature damaged by the effect triggers it again. When a creature affected by electrified strikes, single target. So if I use this on someone, each creature triggered by this effect triggers it again. So they just take more shock damage at the end of their turn. Boost up his ballistic skill so we can hit with gun. That's a good idea, Daedra. A-gun can target enemies and bring it down. In this case, versus 100%. I don't really want that right now. So it's trying to get plus 1 AP if he has 7 stacks of potential energy. There's one that gives him more potential energy. I want to grab that. Yeah, Sort of Combat, he gets plus 2 stacks of potential energy. Then we'll bring up his ballistic skill, which is actually incredibly low. Holy crap. What else have we got here? Transcranial Stimulation. Nope. You get plus 20% block when targeted with range attacks. It's probably useful because I don't think you can take cover. I would be pursuing the Black Plasma Gun too. That's a good way to put it. Let's set him up with... what else have we got here? Lost Energy. Enemies hit by Yogan suffer plus 50% more shock damage at the end of combat. So that stacks up with all the other stuff we're doing. Then we'll bring up his ballistic skill again. Then we'll get his tech use up. And we're almost there. We gets his special ability. All Eyes is the area again plus 20 to dodge, parry, and armor. All Eyes get plus 20 weapon skill and ballistic skill. All Eyes get plus 20 dodge reduction and armor penetration. That's probably the big one. Armor penetration is one of the hardest things I think I can get. So let's get that. And that's him leveled up. Okay. Now we can continue onwards. Now he's ready to fight. Let's go. So we're looking... What are we looking here for? We are looking for... The traitor could not have left behind. So we're just looking for any
Rise to the top, or get left
evidence.
in the dust.
Turn the servitor. What's going on here? So the pitiful clanking sound of the servitor's claw docks with the mechanism and gives them form of necessary manipulation. So my servitors are all facing the wrong way. With the pitiful clanking sound of the servitor... Okay. So I've got servitors that are all facing the wrong way. Call the cargo lift. Okay. Backpack with armor-piercing ammo. The wearer's range attacks inflict 4 levels of bleeding on their targets. Tarnished breaches equivalent. Enemies within the wearer's area of effect suffer minus 6% dodge, and allies will gain plus 6% dodge for 1 round. Hang on a second. I think we just got a really good upgrade for you. This thing here. What's your current backpack? You've got the camo robe. Decreased dodge? Nah. Your attacks now give bleeding. That's going to be insane. Okay, there's another one here that's facing the wrong way. Oh, wait, hang on a second. I've now lost the ability to interact with the servitors. That's weird. Did I do something wrong? Some bullets for the lady? Yeah. Esteemed Tech Priest Delta, this is unacceptable. The 10th time you sent us some faulty servitors. It's been over 2 weeks and we still can't raise the lift. Oh. I solved the puzzle without realizing it was a puzzle. Okay. Hashtag Owlcat. Also, thanks to Owlcat for giving me access to this DLC. It was very kind of them to do so. Received need more. Interesting. Oh, everyone just leveled up. Great. The cache contained a cryptic note. Knives to shift form and might be able to help with deciphering its meaning. Okay. First, we're going to have to level everybody up. So let's quickly do that. So we need a new talent. We were... Oh God, there's so many talents to look at. Well, what's the other category? So for us, probably looking at Overseer ability. Autonomous Medkit, that's just its wounds accompanied by 6. Each ally within a 3-cylinder radius of resolve increased by 2. The film against plus 50% dodge against our attacks. Whenever Herman's ability is used on an ally, the ally gains plus 5 bonused. No, because it's not doing it's us that are doing it. Whenever the Overseer users bring it down on an ally with a 4-sub radius around the Servo Skull Swarm, the Servo Swarm gets plus 5 to all characteristics. They really hand out levels, they do, don't they? Enhanced Augmatics. Okay, that increases all of its. When a pat does 10 shock damage. Infirmary gains 11 wounds at the start of my turn. The first use of the Overseer's ability in combat. I mean, that's quite good. Whenever an ability extrapolated to Servo Skull affects allies, the Servo Skull gets 1 fellowship. Okay. Nope. With enemies in the 3 cells around the match panels perfects. I'll take the one that gives me minus 1 AP on my first thing. And then I've got a common talent to grab now. You go on. Noble Servant gains +2 movement points every turn. If the Noble Servant adjacent, it's not going to happen. You're next. If the servant has this 30% maximum wounds, the noble can use You Serve Me once more in battle. Designating a new servant, no. There's not really much noble stuff I need left. Better to die for the Emperor. Well under 40 wounds, Imperial characters get +10 to all characteristics. If no other character in the current is the same archetype as this character, I think we do have. Imperial characters gain +10 critical hit chance and +10% armor against Xenos or their demons. All allies, excluding Xenos in the current bonding, get +5 to the same characteristics, no. So we have to just look for something here. I'm not going to get any base skill ups. I can get bolter weapon proficiency, chain weapon expert. What's calculated resolve? To the end of the turn, this user gains +2 resolve for each critical hit if they have an augment. Cortical insertion. Charge distribution. Whenever the user uses a grenade, they deal additional shock damage equal to the number of stacks of ferrous sanctum that they have. Enemies gain no melee superiority bonus against this character. I'm not going to be using that. Dueling Mastery. Grants +50% bonus to parry. That could be quite good. Grenadier, heavy weapon proficiency, high resistance. This is another augment upgrade. For Argentina, consider an ability called Second Skin. It removes armor penalty for medium armor. Yeah, people keep telling me to get that for her. What's the opinion on Female Custodes? I don't have any problems with Female Custodes. Like, it's all about just being the best of the best, right? Doesn't matter what your sex is. I think that's pretty cool. Also, some more diversity in Warhammer is always a good thing. It will not die. Increases wounds by half the character's level. This might actually be very good for me. More wounds. I go down all the time. Let's grab more wounds for me. Okay, Abelard. You're not my demolition person. You are not that. You are my carouser, which means we need to get you using more stim packs. Let's get your carouse skill up. And then your talent. When entering combat, the Archwielder gains +6 weapon skill. The Archwielder gains +5 versus his stacks bonus to critical damage. This bonus is kept. The Archwielder, okay. Exploit weakness. When the Archwielder attacks... this is all this thing. I have negative opinion on female customers. I have only positive opinions, I'm afraid. Whenever the Archmilitant marches around the surface of the Empire, that's pretty much where I sit with Dallas's. Whenever the Archmilitant or their ally uses Heroic Act or Desperate Measure, the Archmilitant gains a +1, adaptability. Gaining second versatility increases critical hit chance by 5 until the end of turn. Killing an enemy with a melee attack makes, So, what's the shield one? There's a shield specialty I want to pick up on him, isn't there? Stentorian Voice. Whenever you use Brace for Impact, all A's and fast rates go for -20. That's actually really nice. -20 weapon skill when he uses Brace for Impact. But there was that shield master skill, wasn't there? People kept telling me to get shield mastery. A shield only occupies a single weapon slot. Let's get shield mastery on him. All right. Then we've got Argenta, and we want to get second skin on her. That's what people have been recommending for me. For her, we're going to get her demolition can't go any higher. Her athletics, awareness, corrose, Medicaid. I think I'm going to put her Medicaid up, just because she's one of my Medicaid officers. And then we're looking for second skin, which I think is a... Doesn't look like I've got access to it. The way they implemented it wasn't great, but I love the giant golden woman. I feel like there's a lot of knee-jerk reactions from is it here? From Games Workshop as they try and work stuff out. Okay, second skin doesn't seem to be here. There might be a prerequisite I need for it. Because so does being superior to space, which is why they can be of any gender. I mean, these are only guys as far as we know. As far as we know as well. The thing about the Warhammer 40,000 universe is it's so big, who knows what's out there. Defensive maneuver. No, that's just moving. What else has she got up here under Archmilitant? Custom to Glory. Whenever they are using Heroic Act. The real litmus test, what's your opinions on Women Astartes? Personally, I'm for them. I think fluffy expression. That's exactly what I just said, Atomic. Like, the universe is so big, why can't there be female Astartes? Even if they're not got exactly the same organs, maybe there's other organs they can have. Awaiting orders. Every round, the first single target ability. Well, they don't do a single target. As long as there's killed at least one enemy with a melee attack. Nope. Archwood can use two-handed ranged weapons within melee range. That could be a decent one for her. If she ever gets charged, it's always a problem. She gets stuck in close combat. Now she can just open up with her heavy bolter in close range. Might actually be a good one for her. Yeah, let's Because you sure got heavy gun. I think Trauma's Giant Bane mean Brienne of Tarth. Yes, exactly, Nox. Let's grab close quarters training for her. Then we've got you. We'll get you something, something navigatory. Enemies affected by the navigator's power suffer from stacking. The thing is sometimes you have to retcon stuff to let a universe grow. Sometimes you write yourself into a corner, and it actually makes what you're producing worse rather than better to stick with it. You should never end up in that situation, but for some franchises, especially franchises that have existed for a very long time, and I think examples of that would be Warhammer, would be Star Wars, things that have been in the public eye for a really, really long time. They've just had so many different people handling the IP. Sometimes you have to retcon. Sometimes you just can't continue with the way things are. And sometimes it's the right decision, and sometimes it is the wrong decision. So, you know, like, I think what you're saying, correct. And there are also situations where I think the retcon is the right idea to try and save the situation. I kind of filter a little bit into what Core is saying, that by the time a human has gone through all of the augmentation required to become a space marine, they're not really gendered anymore. They're something else. They are transhuman. That's kind of how I look at it. Navigator powers deal +1 additional damage to every 5 bonus characters with the Navigator's current equipped staff. Until the end of combat, enemies damage suffer +7 damage from attacks of opportunity and cannot dodge them. Allies that are affected by Navigator's abilities gain +5 to all resistance effects against warp. +5 fellowship. Allies that are targeted by Navigator's power gain +10% armor. This additional armor is reduced by the amount of veil degradation and increased by the infusing power of the current equipped staff. Hey, Supremo Ray, by the way. How's it going? Thank you so much. I have a cup of tea in front of me right now. I will take a sip from it. I'm quite liking Veil of Protection here. We're going to grab that. I think we could have something like Big E making concessions to some old guard aristocrats to only have. Yeah, I think it will come down to chapter as well. There will be chapters like, no, we only augment men, and then there'll be other chapters like, we'll take what we can get. And it'll probably surprise you as to who is who, because I can see that this is going to annoy some people. This is going to really annoy some people. But the Black Templars probably take anyone they can get. All right, we're on to you. I want to keep building out your insane bleed thing. Deep Laceration. When using Scourging Strikes... No, he doesn't use Scourging Strikes. What have we got under Santic Powers? Enemies adjusted to the Psyker suffer 10% more damage. Think about how that works with all of the other stuff he's doing. Oh, considering it's winter here, I have my own cup of caramel cream. That sounds lovely. Okay, and then finally, another level up for Login. I don't think there's much left to get in the Manipulus area. When a creature fed a bunch of strike, let's try this conduction thing out. It sounds interesting, and we can't get his ballistic skill any higher. Let's get his fellowship up, because some of the stuff he does runs off fellowship. Okay, so we need to go and find the guy who runs this place again. So he is back. Well, first of all, there's some loot here I want to grab. I like how he doesn't...
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Well, you found a thing, so good work. We're just going to take some components out of the plasma reactor. I'm sure that will be fine. I'm sure no one will mind if we take some components out of the plasma reactor. Oh, there's a symbol over here. You can take out a faded symbol on one of the tiles, a serpent and a star. There appears to be someone stashed behind it, but the stash has long been taken. So I think let's find as much evidence as we can before we go to Nige. Let's see what else we can find.
Keep your wits about you.
Did you find something? Yeah, we did find something. Where was that? There. No, there was a purple discovery. Ooh. An improved Weber. I'm doing my chores before lunch, but having my second screen. Cool. It's just loose nuts and bolts. We detected something there, but I can't see it. It'll appear on my map, though. It must have been that thing. Thanks, Supremo. There's a new Nebulous Fleet command coming out first. It was that box. Okay, I just want to make sure that I haven't missed something. Okay, I think we've been everywhere. We can't go along here, can we? No, we can't. Okay, let's head back to... Let's head back to Old Nige. Okay, we have to go down this one ladder. New companion's photo kind of looks like Captain Barbossa. He does have a Captain Barbossa type feel. But the important thing to know about him is that he has a tech beard. His beard is machines, which I love. Alright, I'm just going to save before I talk to Old Nige, because I think I'm going to mess this up. Actually, where is Old Nige? Wait, he's on my map, isn't he? He's up here. No, that's Einrich. Wait. Where's old Nige? Deck Enforcers. He must be with him? It's the weird beard. Interesting, there's a door back here. Where is old Nige? I don't know, so why do I not have my whole party selected?
Is there money to be made?
Is he over here with Einrich? Yeah, he's over here with Einrich, okay. How goes the search, your ladyship? There was an old cache hidden in one of the old serpent symbols. I think you found someone's secret stash. What was it? A moldy Nutribar? Low? A few thrones? Workers often hide their belongings or banned items from the enforcers or covetous neighbors. Maybe someone marked their cache with a symbol to make it easier to find later. Now that's just what we need. More secret stashes. I hope there was nothing forbidden in it? Forgive me, your ladyship. But voidsmen are simple folk. Nibbles fleet is cricket to me. I didn't have a clue in the rules. I'd use a team, wish them the luck. Fair enough, Supremo. I've been trying to wean them off their grubby little habits for years, but give them anything worth having, they want to do is hide in a whole rat. I found this in one of the caches. What is that? We've got smugglers on the loose, who else will be hiding these strange messages. I'll have them all drawn and quartered on the turbine, I will. Now I'd like to find out what they were smuggling. Mind if I take a look? Need more. More what? Whoever wrote it, they didn't want anyone who wasn't in the know to understand. Using caches to exchange messages is a good way to keep things hidden from the enforcers. It's how some workers procure intoxicants and other items they're not supposed to have. There has to be another cache somewhere nearby. You never use the same one for both. The transport of the correspondence. Too risky. What? I've never engaged in such business, I swear. I just heard how it's done. So we found an improvised... The web we found is actually part of the cache. I found this in the cache marked with a serpent. Now I showed the weapon as though it's going to bite him. Machine spark, shake me. A homemade weapon. And assembled right in this compartment. The markings are the same as those in the local machine parts. This is a very serious matter. I actually want to make this guy Scottish. It seems someone is plotting a riot and secretly building their own arsenal from scavenged materials right here under our nose. Interesting. Nige is right. This could get a whole bay executed. No wonder the scoundrels are cautious. We need to find and capture whoever set those caches up and hid the weapons. To tell you the truth, I'm no good at hunting the rule breakers. It's not what I do. You give the orders, and we'll do it. We'll set an ambush up near the crates. Sooner or later, someone will come to check. If those guys are smart, they'll spot enforcers near the cache and stay out of sight. And your ladyship would be spotted even quicker. Then we will use the Inferni. We'll help. I have a couple in mind. Tough lads. I'll get them here right away. Yeah, do I just want to use the Inferni here? I'm not going to do a raid. I don't want to use his people because I can't trust them. So I'm just going to use the Inferni. I hope this doesn't bite me in the ass. I'm ready. Consider that dirtbag caught for us. Time passes. 5 hours. Oh, he's got a las gun. It's an enforcer. It's an enforcer. Have you lost something, friend? Let's give you a hand. Get him, boys. Yeah, I like the Inferni. They're my boys. The man kneeling before you has an ungainly build, a stubborn jaw, and a heavy gaze. He looks no different from any other worker in this compartment, except for the tattoo on his forearm, its design resembling a worm devouring a star. One of the Infernus workers is holding the Weber taken from the prisoner, exactly like the one that was in the cache. Oh, your Custis here? Good old power. Let's beat him up first before we ask questions. The Master of Arms regards the Infernus Sterling, the weapon. Hand it over. What you saw, keep it to yourself. Your cooperation with the enforcers will be noted. Heinrich does not take his eyes off the prisoner's neck, his lips twisted into space. In distaste, I will study the prisoner. The pigment of the tattoo looks fresh, standing out starkly against the color of his skin, which means it was a very recent addition. You look closely, and you notice a pair of scars at the base of his neck, suspiciously reminiscent of an almost healed bite. You remember when I mentioned that Kibana had gene stealers in the back of her portrait? Well, now I have a theory about what's going on. Heinrich, so you're going to burn a hole in him with that glare of yours. It's too early for that. Let's see what he has to say first. Good work, Heinrich. Were any of your people harmed? Thank you, ladyship. Not a scratch on us. He's a piece of work right enough, but he's no fuel compartment fire. More like a sparking cogitator. Sobak glares at him with jealousy, but Heinrich just keeps grinning smugly. Who is this man? Shoth Galay. Servant of the Blessed Laith Beta 2 Diligence, low-ranking worker, easily replaceable, no apparent sign of mutation. Address the prisoner. Well, do you feel like talking yet? The prisoner gives you the smile of a condemned man and slaps. I've got nothing to say to you, heretic. Allow me, Lord Captain, please. Or me. Heinrich's menacing scowls instantly robbed him of his friendly charm. I'd be happy to oblige. Let's see. I'm the heretic. Either fear is robbed of reason or he's a very skewed perspective. Calm yourself. Talk to me. A lot of people do intend to do. What's your tongue, peasant? You're president road trader. I will see the interrogation myself. I'm the heretic. I'm going to pick this one. You're a false believer. A fake captain. You're leading people into the gloom of heresy. Away from salvation. Argenta exhales thusly. Damn you all, distorters of holy words. The speeches of your enemies, Monkey, sound just like your own. Fanatical. Composed of nothing but rage and contempt. Is that enough to make you wonder? His soul is pale, almost colorless, but alien hues have seeped into it. Unthinkable and insane. And they came from without. Yeah, this guy's a gene stealer. Or he's a gene stealer cultist. I will oversee the interrogation myself. As you command, although I believe this zealot will require some effort. Questioning fanatics is a long and exhilarating process. She likes her job too much. And once again, the Lord Captain is doing her subject's work for them. Dirty, bloody work. Heinrich, I invite you to demonstrate what an interrogator of the Inquisition is capable of. Oh, so there's one for Jürgen as well. The interrogator touches different spots of the prisoner's body, coldly commenting on the effects his sorcery is having on the writhing man. He makes his blood boil, then freeze, then boil again. He arrests his heart, makes it beat rapidly, then back again. At last, Heinrich steps away. Holy crap, that's terrifying. I have finished first. If that didn't suffice, I do not recommend applying biomancy again. We may lose the prisoner. The man with prison canoeing. Your song. I hear it. I won't break. Not much longer, your ladyship. Jürgen, make him tell the truth. A barrage... Whoa, jeez. A barrage of hissing discharges surges from Jürgen's mechadendrites and hull, enveloping the prisoner in a dazzling lethal web. The biting smell of ozone drifts through the air, mingling with a thick vapor of burning hair. Strange livid scars swell up on the man's skin, one after another, branching in different directions, as if the current were burning its way through his flesh. He's been given the genes of the kiss. Their tongues are a proboscis that injects a genetic rewiring virus to infect an individual. Yes. It's a gene stutter cult. On my ship. I believe forced galvanization of the nervous system will serve as sufficient impetus to arrive at a consensus. If you don't wish to kill this person, then the current level of severity is enough. Stop, I'll talk. The prisoner's ready to cooperate. Whom do you serve? The cult of the Ravenous Star. The true belief. Wait. I thought the cult of the Ravenous Star was a chaos cult that had something to do with the Dark Eldar. But now you're telling me that the cult is actually a gene stealer cult that is also associated with chaos and Dark Eldar. This angel, is that the old sorcerer who appeared before me and promised my demise? Did he brainwash you all, or is it someone else leading you? Old sorcerer? No, the angel is not of woeful human form. He is splendor. His vision is a divine inspiration of the many-armed emperor. You, for this one, were granted the honor of gazing upon the Magus, our good shepherd, our messenger. The captain lets out a deranged film. Cult of Spiral Dawn versus Ravenous Star. Okay, very similar to Tomagonachook. If you beheld the angel, you would scratch your own brain out through your eye sockets, for it realized the depth of your wickedness before him. Many armed? Blast it. Lord Captain, we are dealing with an extremely dangerous Xenos cult that excels at hiding among humans. You fear you're right, Mr. Sauerbach. This, actually, please continue. I'll correct you should your information contradict credible intelligence. What do you know about our enemy? Very little. As per regulations, every Master at Arms passes on special instructions to the successor. Instructions that more resemble disturbing tales. Some of them mention genetic cults, covert clans, cliques, and sects that all share one common trait. Xenos infestation. These things pass themselves off as ordinary people, as rabble, or preachers, corrupting new groups. They pray to their unholy idol, which they often refer to as the many-armed emperor. They create ever-growing families and produce offspring, hideous at first, but with each new generation more and more human in appearance. And then, they rise up. Gene stealers for us. That is what these enemies of humanity are called. When such a creature bites its victim, it injects its gene into the body and dominates their mind, or more accurately, it binds it to the shared mind of the brood. The victim undergoes no visible change, but their offspring will carry the brand of inhuman nature, bestial maws, extra limbs, or something worse at times, horrific genetic outliers. However, the cult makes sure to keep any of their kind with natural appearances out of sight. After several generations, the mutants become practically indistinguishable from humans, but then something in their gene once more begets fully developed Xenos, capable of beginning the cycle of infestation anew. I have heard of them, and every tale was awash with blood. They are the reapers of the great devourer, predators that have bloomed from its seed, beasts whose gift is to turn the weak-spirited into enthralled fighters. Beware them. When they are near, even a loyal friend may turn out to be a messenger of death. Do you have more to add, Heinrichs? Did we call this? Yeah, we did. That's what... Yeah, I think we did, Dallas. I would advise you to prepare for the worst. The cult could have been operating on the ship for a long time, in which case it might have already have a small army at its disposal. And I am not talking about infiltrators with a semi-human appearance. Such cults command strong, fast monstrosities whose claws tear through metal like paper. Hey, I'm sure you've all seen Space Hulk. Psychically attuned mutants linked to the Brute's collective mind. Specialized abominations and elite specimens at the top of the cult's hierarchy. The enemy is dangerous and has many faces. What is their objective? The end goal is always mutiny. They can prepare for many generations, accumulating weapons in numbers until one day they attack. That day is the day of revelation, the apotheosis of their profane faith. They think that on that day, their blasphemous star children will descend from the void and elevate their worshippers. The creatures that infect the first victim act as scout for a Xenos race known as the Tyranids. After creating a gene-stealer cult, the scout evolves into something more complex, an entity called the Patriarch. The collective mind of the brood becomes a psychic beacon for the Tyranids, a beacon that marks the planet as vulnerable. Once the Xenos fleet approaches the infected world, the rebellion begins. The cult strikes the world's defenders in the back, while the Xenos defy all life on planet. And the cult's true believers certainly do not find the ascension they were promised. Instead, they will become a bioresource. Food. Let us return to interrogating the prisoner. How did the conspirators recruit you? I believed. I found him. I bowed to him. His angel's kin granted me a revelation and entered my flesh and let me join the congregation. A sign of infection, I'm sure of it. I wish to know everything about your vile cult. We believe in the many-armed emperor, he who waits. For his children cast down to the unknowable abyss, he is kind, merciful, he uproots tyrannies of evil, he sends his angel to the righteous, and an angel's kin follow. This is a pawn, a mindless tool. He was brainwashed and forced into submission. He's not even a distributor of an ideology, but he was merely fed the rudiments, and without trusting him with anything important, they sent him out to serve and die. What are you plotting? A mutiny? Death, yours. Fake captain. The faithful already aimed for your heart. I was ordered to stockpile weapons, so that when the fateful hour comes, the righteous would not stand unarmed. I wouldn't say these improvised weapons are much better than fighting with bare hands, but until we're done with the cleanup, every enforcer will carry a combat knife, fit for cutting through nets. Where are you hiding? Where are your leaders? In a sanctuary. A tomb for heretics. A quiet place. They do the unionization, yeah. The dynastic crypt. The vermin have inflicted the crypt holding the bodies of the worthiest servants of the dynasty. No one is allowed inside save the Lord Captain's personal retinue. And they dared, but how? The crypt's defenses are impenetrable. I presume our next objective is the Von Valensis to annex the crypt. Yes, your leadership. We must attack now while we still have the element of surprise. I will lead the strike force, but I require your presence and Confessor Adelard's help. Fierce machine spirits guard the dead. They won't let an armed troop pass without a direct command from the rogue trader and the ring of the ship's Confessor. I will meet you at the doors. Okay, we're going to the ship's crypt. And this foul scum with your mission, I'll throw out the airlock. I doubt it'll be of any further use. He has proved far more useful than I expected. He must have taken me in the cult for only a short time, and the second connection to his breath does not take root in his mind. No amount of torture would loosen his tongue otherwise. Things are progressing too smoothly. I don't like it. No, he is at the airlock. He's a gene stealer. There was like an option there to send him to a penal colony. I was like, that's how we get gene stealers on a penal colony. Insert card effects. Yes, I'm a bit worried about what we're going to find. I was not expecting Tyranids in this game at all. Mind you, I wasn't expecting... wait, how do we get out of here? I'm guessing the exit is here? I wasn't expecting... a lot of stuff that's come up in this game. Like, I wasn't expecting to fight a space marine. I'll tell you that much. Alright.
I always have a backup plan.
To the crypt. Void ship crypt. I will just take the same party just to make things move. Lay the rest of the ship's crypt are members of House von Valancius and their loyal subjects who are given the honor of accompanying the rogue traders beyond the grave. God, I can't believe we're dealing with a gene stealer cult. I never saw that coming. Even though it was in her portrait this whole time, I still never saw it coming. This is wild, and I'm loving it. Okay. Time to fight some gene stealers. Look at the skulls under the floor. Okay, we've got a bunch of enforcers here. Heed me, O guardian spirits. We have come to punish a great desecration. Heresy has made its lair in the dynastic crypt and disturbed the peace of our honored dead. I beg you to perform the ritual of unsealing and allow us passage. A hand panel opens on the altar of unsealing. The panel is lined with sharp spikes. God, Captain, we now require your blood. The crypt will not open without the rogue trader's genetic symbol. Master of Arms, are your people ready? Ready as never before, your ladyship. They are incensed by this profane intrusion and eager to exterminate the menace before the eyes of our departed ancestors. My enforcers will secure the side section of the crypt and prevent any flanking attacks. Confessor Adalbart, I ask for your blessing before a righteous battle. May the Emperor protect his children who carry forth his cleansing fame. Hear the roar of chainswords and the bellow of autoguns, for they are his voice. Oft do I preach clemency to our noble officers, but this I say to you now, lay aside pity and show no mercy. Show no mercy! Argenta's face brightens in anticipation of the battle, and her eagerness spreads to the enforcers. Place your hand inside the panel. It's spoopy. Oh, look at the sconces. They're skeletons holding flames. Oh, you can't see them because of chat. I'll have to show you in a second. The panel's mechanical teeth sting your flesh, and you feel the blood trickling down in the small ducts into the altar's bowels. You hear a click. You just know, yes, exactly, Dallas. And the crypt opens with a piercing creak. Beyond them, you see nothing but darkness. Sacrilege! The hallowed crypt must remain illuminated at all times to drive away the shadows from the place of the ancestors' final repose. This was done on purpose, I'm sure of it. Our command is expected. Vanguard, provide the little captain with Luminator Servo Skull. She gives you a surprisingly easy smile and bows. Take care, leadership, and watch out for dark corners. Move out for House von Valancius. Well, good luck, Yocasta. I'm suddenly concerned that you might be a baddie.
For the Emperor! I'll show you how it's done. Moving out.
Go, go, go!
And they were never seen again. Oh, who's this? Oh! Your ladyship, wait, there's been... Damn it, I'm late. I meant to report an act of sabotage. They've cut off the Prometheum supply to the crypt's lightning. You're walking into an ambush. Whether through darkness or well-lit halls, we're going in. I fear we might be underestimating the enemy. The enforcers have already done it once. The Infernus Guild will join you in this fight, if you would have us. To get inside, the aberrations would have had to make a passage for themselves somewhere in the crypt's perimeter. No one knows the maintenance tunnels better than us. We should find this breach and attack the enemy from the rear. I doubt a few workers armed with axes and torches will make much of a difference, but we would be honored to die in your name. Look, I really trust this guy, but this is very concerning. This is a very concerning development that I'm not sure about. I never liked Yocasta. Like, legitimately, never liked her. I feel like I have to arm them. Then arm yourselves properly. A torch seems like a poor weapon indeed. Depends on who's wielding it, Heinrich says with a chuckle, but then his expression darkens. The Infernus Guild is banned from taking up arms. Our clan is branded because our ancestors were rebels. The station which we originally hailed from once rose against Lady Theodora's predecessors. The traitors were killed, and the rest of the station was left stranded in the void to die without air or water. Out of those who repented, the road trader selected 1,000 who were allowed on board. Jeez. The spare people became the Infernus Guild, repairmen, firefighters, those who bear the brunt of any disaster and are the first to die. That was our penance, and it's been centuries, and still we die, just because our duty demands it, but because we atone for what our ancestors did. The enforcers keep reminding us about it, and if they see armed Infernus, they'll execute them on the spot. Such was the Lord Captain's will. Heinrich has done nothing but give me good advice since I got on this ship. He seems like one of the most normal people in this universe, which now makes me super suspicious. My worry isn't so much arming the Infernus, it's what the enforcers are going to do afterwards. After I have armed the Infernus, you know? This is a big choice. I hereby remove the brand of shame from the Infernus Guild and permit them to carry weapons, fight, and die for the ship. I feel like they have redeemed themselves, in my eyes. I had a fun ride on a train with him, and that's enough. Why arm them at all? Because I don't want them to die. You want me to make it a vote? You want me to make it a vote, Core? I don't think you're gonna do. Okay, it's a vote. You have claimed the right to vote. 4 options. The options that are on the screen: 1, 2, 3, and 4. Off you go. You've got 1 minute. Option 1 is to arm the arm the Infernus. Option 2 is to make them fight without weapons. Option 3 is to say they are traitors and they're not allowed in the crypt. Option 4 is to say tell them they're not allowed inside. You've got 1 minute to vote. All you've got to do is flash some pretty blue eyes to get weapons on First's ship. He hasn't got blue eyes, does he? Well, I'd say they're more like green-brown eyes. Okay, we've got more votes for option 1 than anything else right now. So it's now equal. Okay, now it's getting a bit mixed up. Someone who wants to send them in to die? Dallas. Okay, option 4 is getting the most votes. We've got 30 seconds left on the vote. The puppy just woke up. 30 seconds left if you want to get your vote in. I feel like this is a big decision. For a character that I like, you need to do exclamation mark V1, Doctor, if you want to do vote 1. Or exclamation mark vote 1. No space. We're probably going the last few seconds of the vote at this point right now. If Doctor's vote goes through, it will be a draw. Exactly, Dan. I'm going to try to do accents. Okay. Doctor's vote didn't count, which means that we're going for vote 3. But I have in previous streams counted people who'd made a mistake that I spotted as a valid vote, which means we've got a draw between option 1 and option 4. So I'm going to flip again for it. We're going to put it to a flip because we've got a draw. So heads is arm them, and 4 is do not throw your lives. I'm sorry, tails is don't throw your lives. I'm not funny. Sorry, like you're too normal. Yes, that's the problem. Consistently stupid. He's too normal. He's too much of a good guy. It's suspicious. All right, I flipped it. It is tails. Do not throw your lives away. Unfortunately, consistently you missed it by too much. But the option 4 won the vote. As you command, please be careful, your ladyship. The Infernus Master's people leave the hall. The doors of the crypt are open. It is time to step into the darkness. Alright, we're going on a bug hunt. We're going to save the game. I feel like the melter gun might be very useful here. Abelard, take the lead. What are we dealing with? Well, the game saved itself before I went in. Oh, we're doing an actual dungeon crawl. Think about how sad you are making them. Are you telling me we have 1 torch? Oh, I hear noises from this direction. There's a chamber here. Oh, there's a servitor in here. We are rogue traders, and ours is a rare destiny, yet still we remember those who once walked on our side and honored us, who served us, whom we honored. Let's loot the corpses. Master Duelist gloves. Whenever the wearer scores a critical hit with a ranged attack, the next attack against any target automatically hits and cannot be parried. This is so broken. This means that with rapid fire, Argenta can never miss. Or at least her attacks can never be dodged. That's a good point. It's if she has the Master Duelist gloves, whether it's just critical with a ranged attack, the next attack against any target automatically hits. Yes. Oh my god, this means that she can never miss with rapid fire if her first attack hits. This is actually insane for Argenta. Holy crap. Okay, let me sort the dog out, and then we need to make Argenta completely broken. Alright, puppy. You need to go outside the toilet. Okay, the reason why this is really broken is because Argenta has an ability that makes every single one of her attacks a critical hit. So as soon as she hits with one of those critical hits, every attack she makes will hit automatically. What gloves is she currently wearing? She's currently wearing the gloves that reduce the recoil, which is great. Yeah, but she still needs to get a crit for this to work. But I'm going to give her these instead of the recoil gloves. So now she has, whenever the wearer scores a critical hit with a ranged attack, the next attack is turned automatically hits and cannot be parried or dodged. And then she has single attacks with both weapons automatically hit, but that doesn't guarantee a crit. But it basically means once she starts critting, she's just going to keep going. seems really good. Thank
Keep
you,
your wits
ancient
about you.
rogue trader who died. Needle pistol shells are scattered across the floor. They don't belong in the realm of tranquil glory. Who's using a needle pistol in here? That's a weird thing to be using in here. I like this, by the way. This is... Oh. Servitors, okay. This is a cool change of pace. Like, we've got a little bit of a horror. Oh, this place is huge. What's up here? There's a few places we haven't explored. I might need to go back to. Okay, we've got a room with some stuff in it. Remember the deeds of the hero who died to protect the Lord Captain. Here hides Alric Wolfgang of Geshtar, the first seneschal to have come on board this vessel. Your duty is done, now others will serve in your stead. There are large footprints in the dust, and the two feet are of different shapes. One human and the other clawed and horribly mutated. I wonder if those gloves mean if she crits during rapid fire, only the next turn will guarantee it. Yes, but
Rise
every
to the
shot
top,
she
or
fires
get
during
left
rapid
in
fire
the
is a
dust.
guaranteed crit. So, she fires her, like, the first shot that hits is a crit, which makes the next shot hit, which is guaranteed to be a crit, which will make the next shot hit, which is guaranteed to be a crit, which makes the next shot hit, which is guaranteed to be a crit. So, because all of her shots are guaranteed to be crits, once one hits, she can't miss, is what I'm interpreting that as. Now, I may be wrong, but that's how that reads to me as an ability.
This
Well,
is intriguing.
We will obviously try it in battle. Glory to the diligent servants of the dynasty of the Exalted Seneschal. The black viscous substance resembling partially dried saliva is slowly eating through the surface of the monument. Oh god. Also, where are the enforcers?
I always
Oh,
keep
there's
my
a hidden item in
options
here.
open.
That's a skull. The skull gives in and something clicks beneath. Something in the dark. A passage opens up with a rumbling groan. She leads cardinal directions to the map with bolter shots. That's kind of the hope. Okay, I've opened a secret passage somewhere. The gates don't yield. The luminous server beam reveals the lifeless cable of the entry combinator snaking into the dark. Find a way to open the door. The cable's going back this way, but let's explore this room first. Okay, there's just a big, very ornate throne in here. Sarcophagus installed recently. Here, Arch-Militant Mort keeps us at... Oh, Mort was one of Theodora's
Let us not
crew.
dawdle.
Somebody just got horrifically mauled in the back of the room. Yeah. Look at... There's blood here on the floor. Was this blood here a second ago? I don't think this blood was here a second ago. Repair.
Trivial.
Okay,
As I
the door...
prognosticated.
I don't think the door is... Oh, hang on. Let me get the dog. And I can probably get into this. I've got to give it to Alcar. Last week we were on a feudal planet, dealing with people with swords and shields, and now we're doing a bug hunt. I don't think... This is blood here before. Have I been in this room? I have. But I haven't been over here, which is where the cables go.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
The gates have been blocked to cut off all possible escape routes for the heretics and forces alike. They will not open until your victory has been secured. Wires between the servitor's severed head, wrapping around a fragment of its spine. Yeah, there were servitors here a second ago. There are no servitors here now. Well, there's one servitor here. The servitor is gone. Fresh pools of blood and embalming fluid. Yep. They are all around us right now. We are being stalked by gene stealers at this very moment. They know we're here. Alright, let's open the door. To the crypt main hall. So this was just a side crypt for the not very important people. Now we're into the main crypt for the actual dynasty members. Oh, if there's a lictor in here, we are screwed. I don't have Sly Marble on my team. Oh, there's the Patriarch. Oh my god, there's actual gene stealers in here. I didn't know there's a hidden room. Okay. That just happened.
Xenos scum! You don't belong in this galaxy!
Repent or perish!
Exactly, Tavium. Yugen has a unique background. As a Mythos, he can accumulate a special resource known as potential energy for each AP spent. His mechadendrites channel this energy, empowering allies and punishing enemies through Yugen's special abilities and unique weapons. Yugen combines officer abilities with his own unique features and powers. Many of his abilities scale in his key characteristics, intelligent fellowship, as well as logic and tech use. Galvanic Field is one of Yugen's abilities that protects the selected allies from attacks and allows the ally to be used as a ricochet point. Yugen's single-targeted range attacks ricochet from the ally to a random nearby enemy and gain increased critical hit chance. To use Galvanic Field, Yugen must have at least one stack of potential energy, which is removed afterwards. The Magna runs down to a blast attack. Yep. Okay, let's see how this goes. Unfortunately, I did not find that hidden room danger. I had no idea there was one. So what are we dealing with here? We've got neophytes. Not great stats. They've got chain axes and unknown abilities. And they've got the cult ambush ability. You never know what a Gene Stealer cult is capable of until they do it, or until you get close. Okay? There is a hybrid marksman here. Viscous Regent. Targets of weapons must pass a agility weapon test with a -10 penalty or become immobilized. So we're going to watch out for being... there's a lot of guys with Webbers here. What is this? There's an Aberrant. We don't know anything about him except he's got a heavy industrial hammer. There's a gunner. They've got snipers as well. And then we've got actual Gene Stealers back here too. This is going to be a really big fight. And then right at the back, inside a force field, is the Magus of the Ravenous Star, who has Chain Lightning, Telekinetic Explosion, Telekinetic Impulse, Aberration's Touch. Whenever this creature will take, it reduces the armor by perception bonus. Whenever this creature attacks an enemy for the first time in combat, the enemy must make a perception test. If failed, they take the trap effect. Always dodges attacks made by allies. It's a combat master and it's got telling the dome. Some dodges attacks made by outside the dome. So you're going to be inside the dome to hurt it. That Gene Stealer has a knife. That Gene Stealer is a knife. I think it's supposed to be coming out of its hand. But there might be a limitation of the engine. Okay. So 2 Gene Stealers are the big problem back here. But we're all the way back here right now. And we have, as usual, absolutely no cover. Now, the turn order is going to be Yugen first, then me, then Argenta. I would like to get Argenta opening fire first of all. So before she goes, it's the Magus, then that Neophyte fighter, then the Gene Stealers, then her. So if I put her over here, she can open up on these two before they get a chance to act, and hopefully kill them. Then I'm going to get Yugen, who goes first, to try and blast these two. I don't know how much damage he's going to do. No, Argenta over here. I want Yugen, or Login, to go Kenny Loggins, to go over here, to try and deal with these guys. Then it's going to be me. I'm going to put me here, even though it's not cover. I think I'm blocking line of sight. We'll have Abelard at the front, where he belongs. In fact, we'll have him just outside this guy, so we get this guy into melee. I'm going to put you over here, and I'm going to put Heinrich. Heinrich's going to need a turn to kind of set up. And I'm going to move Yugen here for reasons. So I want to try to get as many people in chat's radius as possible. I can move chat to here, and I think I'll get everybody. How many attempts will Frost need to win this fight? Wow. Ye of little faith. We should have a little thing where people can bet on whether I'll win the fight or not. $1 US on many and one. Alright, let's go. Start the battle. Okay, I've never used Yugen before. So I currently have 3 stacks of potential energy. I can use Magna Rail Blast, which will use up all of his potential energy stats, and that will use up 1 AP, which will get him a new one. Yeah, but Twitch has predictions, but YouTube doesn't, and I want to include everybody. Galvanic Field grants if to an ally with 8 cells. The ally becomes immune to Yugen's attacks, some types of which will always ricochet. He's got Area of Authority, I'm not worried about that. He's got Take Aim. The target's next attack will ignore cover and have double effective distance. If the target is under the effective voice of command, this attack will ignore the enemy block and dodge. Okay, that's quite good to give to Argenta. We've got the front line, back line, rear thing. The ground switch marks an area 5 by 2 cells in the battlefield with the rear. All eyes here deal plus 19 damage with range attacks and gain 9 rotation. Okay, so where are we going to make the back line? Someone with cover, maybe here, so Argenta can get in cover here. So we're going to put that, make that the back line. Mid line. Sorry, I want to do the mid line next. As the back line. So that's cover efficiency, dodge, and dodge reduction. So let's make the back line here.
The machine spirits approve.
And then I'll make the front line, which gives bonus to armor and more damage. We'll mark the front line. Probably here. Oh no, can we actually get over... We can demolish this with a melter charge. Or around here. Let's make the front line here. I don't know if I'll use those locations, but that's where I'm going to put them. Alright. Now, we've got Galvanic Gate, which I do want to use. We shall lose 2 stacks of potential energy. And I've also got Charge Distribution, which gives some Electrified Strikes, which will use 2 stacks of potential energy. Every time I do use an action point, he will gain more stacks of potential energy. So I'm going to start by firing a Magna Rail Blast at this guy, and have it bounce to this guy. And it doesn't really matter where else. It's not going to be able to bounce to this guy. It doesn't go far enough.
Executing.
Okay, so that's them down. He has no stacks of potential energy left. Now I'm going to get him to shoot his plasma gun. Do I need to overcharge it? Probably. What about shooting these guys? I don't want to shoot these guys. I want Argenta to do that. So who else can he shoot? He can still move. I can move him to here. He can't take cover by the looks of things. That's one hell of a taser, isn't it just? Let's move him to here. Alright. And then I'm going to get him to fire...
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
An area of effect plasma blast? No. Oh, can I blow this up? Stronghold of the Aberrations. Blind spot. This unit cannot target adjacent enemies. Unnatural solidarity. The stronghold has been a solid stone. It can be damaged by potent powers only. Stronghold loophole. Oh. There are dudes in here. They've turned this sarcophagus into a bunker. So there's dudes in here with guns. There's dudes in here with guns. And there's dudes in here with guns. Well, then let's blast an area effect blast right here. I think. No, because I can't damage it. I need telekinetic powers to damage this. I think I'm going to shoot the this hybrid marksman with... I can't hit him with my melter, can I? No, my melter's got too short a range. So let's hit him with a overcharged plasma blast. That gets me 2 potential energy. I will use that to set up a field along here, so that if anyone runs through it or I shoot through it, they take more damage.
A valid argument.
Okay, we've got a galvanic field now, so if any of these guys run forward, they're going to take damage. Now, I'm running out of action points, but I can use Air of Authority to increase Abelard's... Oh, I can't get anyone in range, unfortunately. Can I do a take aim on anyone? Okay, I can't get her. We'll drop a take aim on me. That'll get me 1 potential energy. Let's do Voice of Command on me, because I can't Voice of Command myself. That gets me... Oh, I was hoping that would get me another... but I can Galvanic Field. Is this the... No, I want to be able to cast Charge Distribution. Okay. Air of Authority me. Now I've got 2 charges of potential energy, so I could do Charge Distribution on Abelard, and now he's going to do electrical attacks. Okay, I think that's everything for Yogan. I may as well give... I could give me an extra turn, so I'll do that. Okay, so now it's still my turn, even though it's his turn. I have 2 action points I can spend. I'm going to... There's not a lot I can do from this position, but I can move chat in preparation. So I can move chat to here. And I've got everyone in chat's radius. And I could start just by giving everybody Voice of Command.
On it.
And I can also give everybody... You serve me.
As good as done.
And I can also give everybody Air of Authority.
Who if not me?
Then I'll swap to my rifle. And I'll take a shot at this guy. I've got an 82% chance to hit him.
I'll see to it personally. Consider this.
That's some pretty decent damage for me.
What's to come.
Okay, so that's my turnover. That's... He can still Galvanic Field someone. I don't need to do that. Let's end his turn. Okay, now it's the Magus. Okay, he's going to drop a bomb on Abelard's head on Abelard's next turn. I'm not sure when that's exactly going to land, but it's coming. Let's get me to give... I want to give Argenta a free action.
I'll make it happen.
Okay. Now I've got 2 AP, which means I can just use Burst Fire right now, which isn't going to give me the crazy action, but I want to wipe these guys out if I can. Okay, she killed one of them. Let's get her to run and gun.
For the weak.
And then she can fire a single shot at this guy. That now gets her 4 stacks of versatility, which means she can activate Confident Approach. So now all of her attacks will critical hit, guaranteed. And I'll activate Fierce Recital as well.
I act.
Okay, and then we'll leave that to be her turn for the moment. Now it's Cassia's turn. Cassia can blow these things up with telekinetic powers. So if I was to do this... hang on again. It's okay, this is on fire apparently. Can it only be damaged by potent telekinetic powers only? It doesn't look like her powers can damage this thing, because I'm not getting any pre-like view of that. So let's just get her to give Glimpse of Faith to Abelard.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
And then I'm going to get her to Eye Blast this guy.
Grace, at
Okay.
least.
Now I could get her to Finest Hour Abelard. I don't know if it's time yet to do that. I've got so many actions available to me. I'm just not sure what the right order to use them all is. Let's Finest Hour Abelard.
In the name of House Orcelium,
Okay.
I shall prevail.
And I'm just going to bring him up to here to block the way.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Now I could get him to charge through the field. Oh, I've got to equip him with a weapon, actually. I could have given him a gun. I could get him to charge through the field. But the other thing I could do is I could get him through a stun grenade and stun all of these guys, which seems like a pretty fun thing to do right now.
I will do my duty.
Then we can charge through the field.
It will be done. One new target.
Alright. Then he still has movement, so I'm going to get him to run up to the aberration. Hey, I tell you guys are going. This is when I normally stream on a Thursday. It's getting close to the end of our stream, but not to the end of this fight. Alright, now we're in close combat with the aberration, with the aberrant. So I guess we start hitting it. Oh my god. What have I created? Did I take the thing that makes this... Did I take the bonus to brace the impact? Well, you do it now in case I did. And then we'll hit him again. Holy crap. I can also now Reckless Rush. No, I can't Wildfire, unfortunately. But I can Shield Bash. So I'm going to Shield Bash it.
At your beck and target.
For 51 damage with a Shield Bash. And then I'll set up a shield wall in this direction. Okay. Who was... Ye of Little Faith. Okay, that's the end of her turn. Now it's back to my turn. This is Chad with like Abelard axe smoking the aberrant. Just Abelard is exactly what I want to see from a Warhammer 40,000 character. I'm going to take cover here.
Don't let your guard down.
I still have 4 AP. Let's give Heinrich a free move. And we'll get him to run up to here. That means we can also get our Genta to move up. I don't really want her to take cover on the stronghold. I just want to get away from it. I don't really know what I can do about the stronghold. So we're just going to kind of ignore it. I'm not going to put her there, though. This is a bit scary, but it is her turn next, I think. I think it is her turn next. So we get her to shoot at these guys. So if I end her turn... yeah, it's her turn after the 2 Gene Stealers. I can move chat a little bit closer to me. Okay. And then I guess I'm going to shoot at... Oh, it's dead. He killed it off screen. He killed it by setting his shield. It's dead. Holy crap. Okay, I can shoot this guy with 0%, or I can shoot this guy with 65. I'll shoot this guy here. I miss. That's everything I can do on my turn. Alright, here come the Gene Stealers. Alright, now it's Argenta's turn. First of all, we're going to Revel and Slaughter. And I want to kill as many of these guys as I can. If I position her here, she can shoot in this direction. So I'm going to move her here.
Rejoice in battle.
We're going to trigger rapid fire.
Faith without deeds is
We need to
worthless.
confirm that she has confident approach active. Also, look at her stat. Her ballistic skill is currently 139. She hasn't even fired yet. Okay. Does she have confident approach? So, the Arch Militant gains confident approach. The Arch Militant gets +3 dodge reduction and power reduction. Ignores 3% of enemy cover. All of her attacks score critical hits, but the critical hit damage is halved. So now we've triggered rapid fire. We're gonna fire off a full burst on these guys and the Gene Stealer.
The Emperor commands us. Escape the Emperor's judgment.
What have I created? Holy crap. Okay, then I guess we run and gun. And I've got enough AP left to shoot this guy. Nice work, Argenta. I'm still at high momentum. I'm not going to use it on her, though. Okay, that's a big hit on Abelard. Alright, Heinrichs. First of all, can you nuke this? No, you can't. Okay. First of all, set yourself on fire.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Oh, that was nasty. Make the fire permanent.
Let's see to it.
Okay. Buff everybody. I'll buff you and Argenta.
Naturally.
Got 2 AP left. Biomancy yourself. Endure.
I won't object to it.
Okay. You took a lot of damage there. Now, I could give you a Daring Breach, which would get you plus restore all AP and MP. So I can run you forward to here and then give you a Daring Breach and get you into combat with these guys. Why don't we just do that? So let's run you to here. And then I could do a Carnival of Misery, but he actually needs to be in range for that. So we're gonna Daring Breach with him.
The power surging.
And now we're gonna run him into here. Okay, what's the Cult Ambush on you? So he's got Coordinated Tap and Sapping Shots. And this guy has... Silver was a little strong. Natural Armor. Okay, and Poisonous Spit. So now we're in close combat. We're just going to start... start murdering people with force weapons. I'm going to use Slashes to start with to hit both of them. Guys, I think my party might be a little bit strong for this quest.
Of course, I'm done with this one.
Okay, and then we're going to charge this guy.
I won't object to it.
Okay, he's dead too. And then I'm going to put Heinrichs into close combat with the Magus. So now the Magus is actually, if I put him here, the Magus is totally pinned in close combat. Actually, we're just trying to think there was the same. No, his wounds are low. Okay, that's his turn. Maybe just a little overpowered. Okay, Cassie is still on her starting block, so we're just going to run her forward. There's only like 2 guys left alive on the map. Let's run her to here. Just going to make sure I can't mind melt these guys. No, I definitely can't do any psychic powers to them. I'm just going to try because there's nothing else in range. No, she can't do anything to them. Okay. That's all she can really do this turn. I mean, I could give... actually, I can give Abelard a free action. This is still turn 1. Yes, it is still turn 1. 230 damage crit. Oh. Okay, Cassius turns over. That's lucky. Oh, there's a sniper still alive. Oof, that's a nasty hit. Okay, Abelard, there's not a lot you can do from here, but blow this wall. Not enough movement points, so I think you just... I think you got this one. I'll mail you my dollar. So the add shock damage might be a bit overtuned. Oh.
Nothing matters more.
Okay, so we've just blown that wall. Unfortunately, Abelard can't get any closer than that, and there's no way we can charge this guy. So he's going to run Abelard to here. And then I can charge up the steps. Oh, I pressed breakthrough. I keep doing that. I keep pressing breakthrough instead of charge. It's really annoying. So that's his turnover now. Oops, I didn't mean to push that. Oh, Cassian went down. Who's up next? Yugelman's up next.
Initiating spatial relocation.
Okay, I don't know what he can really do here, if I'm being completely honest. because he can't shoot this guy, and there is nobody in range. Like, he has no targets right... Oh, where the hell did these guys come from? Alright, oh, these two... is he too close to melt-a-gun them? It looks like he's too close to melt-a-gun them. Or I can just blast them like this. If I wanted to spray, okay. Or if I do the AoE plasma, it's just going to dump right there. So that's 18 to 26. And that's 58. We're just going to... I think I'm just going to dump a plasma bolt on them. And then we'll mag rail them.
Lucius, I'm relying on you.
Okay, and then we'll hit them with a mag rail blast. So zip, zap, zop. Okay, so they jumped out of here. I don't know why they jumped out, but they did. I guess these spawn people every turn. There's not much else I can do with him. I can give another action to Abelard, though. And then Abelard can use that action to charge up. He can get to here.
I will do my duty.
So he's now threatening this guy. We could Daring Breach with him. Yeah, we're going to Daring Breach with Abelard. He can now move into combat here. I don't think he has the electro charges anymore. But we can now start beating on the Magus. Yeah, he doesn't have it anymore. 212 non-crit damage. In fact, I'm pretty sure we can do Reckless Strike here.
At your beck and call.
That's him dead. I don't know how much damage that did. How much damage was that? Where's my log? Where's the combat log? 379 crit on the Magus. Okay, so he's now out of the fight. We'll brace for impact. And we'll endure. Okay, it's still Ugin's turn. Honestly, nothing else he can do. Now it's my turn. There's two guys over here. I guess I'm going to rapid fire them and then see what else I can do.
Who, if not me? You should have...
Nice! I actually killed some people. I'm already playing. Look, I just want to point out that I am playing the game on hard. So it's not like this is like being played on story difficulty or something. I'm not playing on unfair because I found combat took too long on unfair. But I feel like I may have overtuned my party just a little bit. Okay, I can't really get to anybody, so I'm just going to end my turn there. Argenta can shoot this guy. Let's move her to here.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
And then we will rapid fire. We will revel in slaughter. And we'll open fire on this guy. Only a 44% chance to hit. And that's GG. I think? Yeah. And we all leveled up. The old man before you resembles a human being, but the scaled bony growths from the bridge of his nose to the top of his bloated hairless head, the grotesque cheekbones and the black claws on his meaty fingers leave no doubt that this creature is a genetic aberration. He utters in a creaking voice, black spittle spraying from his mouth. You have split the blood of the congregation. You have offended the purest of his chosen children. You heretic. The creature's last word elicits a nervous laugh from the nearby enforcers. The irony of this embodied perversion of the human form accusing you of heresy is not lost on them. The confessor whispers a quiet prayer. The Master of Arms is watching the old man's every move, her lips twisted in contempt. Master at Arms, report. Sauerbach's gaze remains trained on the mutant. You notice deep wounds on her chest and shoulder, but she shows no signs of acknowledging their existence. Strike forces have cleared the side sections of mutants. The freaks fought like madmen, but they could not match the skill of the Von Valancius enforcers. Our victory was secured, our pursuit units made sure none would escape. The Flamer squads are in the process of purging the crypt. All degenerates confirmed dead. Ha! This is the area. Wooden plank. I did this in one turn. We didn't get to turn 2 of combat before I won this fight. That's what you basically missed. Me doing a lot of equipping people, leveling people up, and doing a few little side quests, and then getting to here. It was a slaughter. Abelard finished off the Magus with a 319 damage crit with his chain axe. So I think I'm going to forgive her. Just carnage as far as I could see. You cast a Sauerbach. Everyone did something insane in this fight. Oh, we have completely broken Argenta. Argenta now has an item that means whenever she crits, her next attack is a guaranteed hit. But because she has every hit being a crit, once she crits once with a rapid fire, I believe every single shot in that rapid fire will hit the target until the target dies. You cast a Saurback. I pardon the forces of the Netherlands that led to treason and injury the ship. You and your people have proven yourselves. How did you get through the caskets? Everything else is trivial, but they have bullshit. Oh, I just ran past them. Once you kill everyone who's alive, the caskets just die. I had to ignore them because I had nothing that could hurt them. She bows her head respectfully, and her expression relaxes. Thank you for restoring our honor, Lord Captain. Abelard. Is that how you spell his name? That's Adelbart. I thought it was Adelbart. How much of the crit has been desecrated? Abelard might need a trip to Mexico for a while. Oh, it's because the professor. At least until he ties down. Yeah, he's done a lot. The accursed spawn have disrespected the spirits of the dead, but thankfully they did not have enough time to wreak as much destruction they could have. Many tombs were disturbed, but what is most outrageous, they sought to despoil Lady Theodora's urn. After her ladyship's cremation, their ashes were made into this magnificent relic, and an example. They spent many fishing for grit. So really, I just ran past them. I just ignored them. Once I killed the last sniper, the battle ended and there was a cutscene where they all got destroyed. Did you pardon the firefighters? I put it up to a vote, Wooden Plank, and we told them not to get into the fight. Chat voted not to have them join the fight. I was going to pardon them, but they wanted to vote on it. One of the heretics dared to lay claim on it. Abelard stares at the gem with a crestfallen expression. His lip twitches as if struggling against a wave of grief or else enraged at the thought of someone so heinously violating Theodora's rest. He forces himself to look away without saying a word. The sight of the gem takes Adira's breath away. She's beautiful. Even in death, she signs on. They may appear similar, and yet, as bright as monkey relics are on the surface, they are hollow inside. They hold no memory, no life. Be silent, Xenos. This place has had too many blasphemous utterances already, and your voice is trying its patience. Do all rogue traders have the remains turned into gemstones? Not all, no. Tradition demands the Lord Captain's body be burned so that no one can use samples of their tissue or blood to gain access to the ship systems that require the rogue trader genetic imprint. Lady Theodora herself once voiced a desire to be turned to stone. I would have sent them in wave after wave until they built a castle with their bodies. Yeah, so you can see what the vote was like. Henceforth, this relic. Why do I want this? I want to return it to her urn. I thought Theodora became a chaos. Do I want to keep her gem? It seems weird. But this is Warhammer 40,000. It might be very powerful. Why is it giving me a choice here? I don't want it. Return it to her urn. I will perform the ritual and pray in hopes of easing her anger. The ashes of the other eminent dead whose rest was disturbed will be transferred to the reliquary chapel. Rites of redemption will be held day and night. Thousands of the ship's crew will be allowed to kneel before the relics and pray for the Lord Captain's health and the dynasty's prosperity. Well, let's see what their ringleader has to say. You shall perish in the cold void. Your heart shall beat its last under the light of uncaring stars. Your lungs shall become trees of ice within your chest. You will never receive the grace of the many-armed emperor. The old man calls curse after curse down upon you with spiteful satisfaction. I have words to say to you as well, heretic. Every beast akin to you shall perish in the flames of purgation. Their hearts shall burn away, and their lungs shall boil until their chest burst. You promise us death? We are already cutting through your vicious spawn. The old man lets out a hateful shriek and starts thrashing like a monster of the warp before a holy image. Considering Theodore went full heretic, Saurback, bring him to his senses. I've been waiting for this. The sound of your voice hangs in the air as the steel toe of Saurback's mag boot pulverizes the man's knee, and bone shards shred his decrepit flesh like shrapnel. Go on, torture me. I'll endure it all. My time may be up, but you are all doomed. I will gladly spit the words of truth in your face, and they will burn you like acid. In death I will ascend to the hosts of pure voices, and I will wait the day that you will pay for the shed blood of his children. It was you I saw in the vision. Are you the leader of this spawn? What are you? Are you Metans or Xenos? Who is the many-armed emperor? Why did you make your lair in the crypt? I've had enough. Hang this carrion. The man's face twists in rage. The many-armed emperor cometh. The true God shall avenge us, and when he does, I will laugh.
Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay.
Put down. We actually did hang him. Oh my god. Warhammer 40,000, everybody. This is the most Warhammer 40,000 image I have ever seen. What the hell? The most Warhammer 40,000 image. The leader of the genetic aberrations who invested in his ship has confessed that this movement have used the Heroicus Rim Trading Syndicate. Oh, there's more of this. Okay. Oh, there's more. There's more to this plot. Alright, so this is her. Theodora's statue towers over the broken urn. Her gaze is confident and bold, as if she's challenging those who have dared disturb her at rest. And then this is where they came in. The hole in the wall seems to grin with broken teeth, as if mocking the dynasty's ancestors. It would be possible to make a hole like that without industrial tools. Genetic aberration has sullied the temple of this memory. I shall conduct a vigil in the crypt to ensure that all corruption is expelled and the Emperor's light shines. I think there's some loot for me in here. So, oh, there's a chest here, first of all. A bio dagger and a needle pistol. Oh no, a blood burner. The first hit per target from this pistol increases level damage over time affects the target's suffering by 5. That could be interesting for Heinrich. Alright, let's check out the rest of the goods and then we'll get out of here. Felicide, okay, just chuckable dynamite. And they're carrying Headhunter Light Carapace and Rebel Sniper Rifles, which actually do a lot of damage. 18 to 25 with 20 armor penetration. That seems pretty good. What's this armor like? This is better armor than I'm wearing. No, it's not. 29 plus 4, that's 32 dodge. But it also, this is actually an upgrade for me as well. This armor's an upgrade for me. We want there. I'm gonna put on the Gene Stealer Cultist armor. No, wait, I'm using Headhunter Light Carapace. That is the better armor, never mind. Even a Rogue Trader's flagship won't help to Hydra if you don't deal with this yesterday. Okay. I've got so many things I need to deal with urgently at the moment. What have we got here? Oh, these are these stupid Webbers, and then improved armor blood eagles. We don't need any of this other stuff. Alright, let's get out of here.
Is there money to be made?
I'll let the game just loot the room for me as I leave. Someone said there was a secret door that I did not find, but I think I've lost my ability to find it to go through it. Okay, we've got Mars. So we've got Mars pattern chain axes that do 14 damage. His chain axe is better. And nothing else here. What is this? This is just another one of those. I don't need 2 Rebel Sniper Rifles. Okay. Yes, accept. Okay, so I can't go back to the Plasma Drive Chambers. I can't go back to the Void Ship Crypt. So I missed that secret room, unfortunately. So many things to deal with urgently. Brothers, he's figured out it. Welcome to the Imperium of Man. To the bridge. Okay, we are over stream time, but I want to keep going for a little bit longer because I'm having a lot of fun. That battle was awesome. Let's go to one of the planets I need to go to that I have a time limit to get to. So let's head to the Chronos Expanse map. Yeah, so much to do. I also got the flak upgrade for my gun's wooden plank. That was the other thing we did. Okay, so we need to get to Foulstone for the Whispers Behind My Back event. Then we need to get to here for the Seal on Yanis. Then we need to come back to here for the Answer the Call to Help. Then we need to come to here for the we need to visit this system. And I also need to go to Thressa, yes. And then there's that new place I need to go to as well. What was the new one? The mutants are hiding out on the Heroka's Rim station. Have I been to Heroka's Rim? Just checking all the systems I've been to. I don't think I've been there yet. There, okay, it's here. So I've got to get... The only place to get to it from is Mundus Valancius, which we could try and do after we come around here. Do not have a time limit. Okay, that's good to know. Well, we need to head to Foulstone to complete the Whispers Behind Our Back event that's happening. Apparently there's also a Heretic's Den and Footfall. I'm not really bothered with that at the moment. So let's jump to here. It's a safe warp travel. So we need to head to Foulstone. Oh, we also should just check the Burning World for that quest as well while we're here. Another Burning World. This time the fire comes from within the planet. We'll use a logic check. After many long hours spent analyzing the augury, the tech priest noticed something unusual. A number of constructions and artificial are being detected on the planet's surface. They are too vast and peculiar to be created by humans, but the geometric shapes and other properties clearly indicate... Oh, great. That's Necron structures. Unfortunately, the trace of human activity next to mysterious constructions. Looks like somebody found a way to land on the planet and set up an archaeological dig. These ancient monuments have been stripped of anything of value of interest, but the other burning worlds may yield new discoveries. So there's Necron remains apparently on these burning worlds. Cool. Okay, we have an event. Whispers behind your back. A malcontent has begun spreading insulting rumors concerning the rogue trader among the aristocracy. So we can execute 2 noble families at random and confiscate their property. We will lose 2 complacency and gain 2 profit factor. We can throw a lavish social event, which will gain us 1 complacency and 1 uniform kit. We can offer privileges, which will gain us 1 security, or we can publicly confess to some trifling errors. So I probably want to get one of these 2. It's either security or complacency. I'm not going to sacrifice 2 complacency for 2 profit factor. Don't think that's worth it. So it's either complacency or security. We have 4 of both. So which one do we want to go for? Let's throw a lavish social event. Oh, we actually lost profit factor for that? I missed in the thing where it told me I was going to lose profit factor for that. The event is such a success that it scatters rumors to wins. Yester gets charm with Richard's generosity to present gifts as a show of gratitude. And we lose profit factor. Okay, cool. That was a terrible choice. My profit factor is so low, I just lost more of it. Wonderful. Bad choice for us. Alright, let's push forward to the next event, which is just coming to here to find the thing I missed on this world. The combat in your ear comes to life with a crackle. Lord Captain, following the rites of healing performed by the esteemed Minister Febris upon the implementation of Seta Bionica, the machine spirits dwelling within the relic revealed something extraordinary to us. Upon awaking, the sacred architect brought several more machines back to wakefulness. After performing dancing rituals, the tech priest discovered a secret door behind one of the devices. It was inscribed with an ancient Valencia's coat of arms. As soon as the tech priest tried to enter, a genetic guardian blocked the way. It refused to open the door to anyone but rogue trader Serbian von Valencius or his heir. What do we know about him? Therein lies the problem. No rogue trader by the name of Serbian is listed in the Dynastic Chronicle. The storators on the flagship are also unfamiliar with the name. Why this guardian thinks it belongs to an owner that never existed is a mystery. And only you, as the actual heir, can find the answer. I will check the door on the guardian immediately. As you say, your ladyship, the High Factotum has taken upon himself to make the necessary preparations. He will meet you there. This is a secret door in my augmentation room. What could be behind it? This game is really good. I'm having so much fun with this game. Okay, let's quickly level the party up just to get that out of the way. Okay, so my fellowship is at 75. My next highest stat is ballistic skill, which I don't really need. What do I really need? Actually, I will level up my ballistic skill because I do shoot sometimes. And then we'll get my... So my carouse is at 65. My coercion, yeah, we'll get my coercion up. Okay, this will be a quick level up because it's just stats. So for you, I probably want... Your agility is really low. Your strength... I need your strength up so you can take heavier armor. And then a new ability for you. Stentorian voice did seem pretty good. Minus 20 weapon skill whenever he does brace for impact. Argenta, you're getting more... You need more strength as well, I think, for armor. And then... Mr. Priest gives plus 3 armor penetration and chain and power weapons. Whenever she uses Warhammer Fierce Recital, each demon in Xenos in a 1,000 radius takes direct damage and second perplexed. No, none of that's really useful for her. I don't think there's really... I don't know what skills to take for her. The one people told me to take, second skin, I can't find. Instant Retribution. No, it's a shield weapon thing. Litany of Insulation. No, that's arc rifle stuff. Plasma Power, Prometheum Residual Charge, Shield Mastery Scyther. It's a Weber thing. Swift Movements. 2+2 movement points. Yeah, I really don't know what to grab with her. Like, I'm really not sure what we should take. Plus 10% plus 10% armor against Xenos and demonic creatures. Their allies gain half the bonus of No Heresy. If no other character... No, so yeah, we're both Imperial Worlds. Let's get her... I'm trying to think what to grab with her. Let's get her a ballistic skill characteristic training for plus 5 ballistic skill. I don't know what else to get with her right now. Cassia, will get you more. 85 on persuasion. Base skill, that's exactly what I got. I'm glad I got that. 40, 40, 55, 55, 100. Okay, we'll keep Lore Warp. I don't have anyone Lore Warp in the party right now. And then let's get her... She can't bring her willpower or her perception up. Let's get her fellowship up. Yes. Alright, and then Heinrich. Heinrich needs more... Probably more willpower. And I got her ballistic skill up. Daedra. Did I not? That's exactly what I got up. I got +5 to her ballistic skill. Let's get... Your Lore Warp is not high enough. You need Lore Xenos. And then finally, our Tech Priest. Our Manipulist, I should say. Let's get him more Fellowship, because some of the stuff racks on Fellowship. And I need... So his Logic's 117, and his Tech use... We'll do Tech use first. Okay, they're all leveled up. Let's continue on into the secret room.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
The High Totem, Shurgen Metrix, and Janetta Ferens are already waiting for you by the mysterious door. The wall behind them looks perfectly flat. I put it for my message confused. Got it, cool. Only the metal coat of arms gleaming in the human light and the steady glow of the Genetic Guardian's impassive lenses reveal that one of the dynasty's secrets lies behind this wall. The guardian of the secret room looks far less menacing than the gargoyle that guards the entrance to the warrant chamber. This is just a recess in the wall framed in metal with an analyzer, needle inside, and a small vidscreen beside it. Lines of mechanically indifferent text appear on the screen. Access is forbidden. Entry is authorized only for Serbian von Valencius or direct descendant. Examine the coat of arms on the wall. The heraldic symbols cast in noble bronze are deadly from the von Valencius dynasty. You struggle to discern anything unusual about them. Answer me, Spirit of Genetic Guardian, who is Serbian? Error. The request is invalid. Entry is authorized only for Serbian Valencius and his direct descendants. Place your hand in the recess. The analyzer pierces your hand, wriggling repulsively beneath your skin. A split second later, the color of the genetic vidscreen changes to a welcoming green. Identification passed. Welcome, member of the von Valencius dynasty. A tremor passes through the wall, accompanied by the deep groan of ancient locks releasing. Incredible. Generations of surgeons have toiled away here and were utterly unaware. Ferens lets out a shocked exclamation in Lingua Technis, which shifts to a sharp binaric screech. Then, embarrassed by his outburst, the tech priest bashfully steps aside, respectfully making way for you. Be careful, Lord Captain. Dynastic secrets can be more than a little dangerous. It is my righteous duty as Seneschal to escort you inside. You found the secret study of Serbian von Valencius. I just got an achievement. The door slides to one side with a metallic thud. Stale air rushes out of the hidden room, carrying with it particles of centuries-old dust. What is in here? Oh, there is a lot of stuff in here. You feel you've seen the symbols before. You've definitely encountered these images in the Sector Bionica. Okay, that's actually on the door itself. The secret chamber bears no resemblance to Sector Bionica. It feels like someone's private study. Therefore, some manner of record should be studied. Oh my god, check out the portrait! What? That's an Eldar sword he's carrying. But there's a dead... that's a Kroot behind him. He's a dead Kroot behind him. He's got a mounted Kroot on the wall. Oh, look, a fancy green cube. Wait, where's the fancy green cube? I don't see a fancy green cube. What are you talking about? There are no fancy green cubes in here that I can see. No, I don't see any fancy green cubes at this point.
I always keep my options open.
This chair, luxuriously upholstered in natural velvet, is clearly the work of a high-skilled craftsman. It is obviously at a glance is worth a fortune. Oh my god, we got a portrait for him. I'm pretty sure that's not a Kroot, that's something else. Definitely an Eldar sword he's using, though. A figure in grand attire stares down at you from the portrait with an air of regal superiority. The insignia embellishing his lavish cloak leaves no room for doubt. This is a rogue trader of bygone days. His right hand rests on the hilt of an exquisite blade, and his roguish half-smile radiates majestic condescension. The plaque reads, Siberian von Valencius, Massimo of Cronus, rogue trader of the Imperium and guiding light of his dynasty. Study the details. It is hard to argue the simple truth. Some of the portrait was an extremely good-looking man. Not one of them was particularly painted scars which rotated more like medals from village of valor could spoil his livable beauty. Chiseled features, dark brows, a gaze full of inner strength. You notice the finely worked furrows of stubbornness on his forehead and at the corner of his mouth. The artist strove to capture the complex character of a strong-willed man, and seems to have done a superlative job. With a sudden clarity, you realize the image has been significantly embellished. What you have before you is a ceremonial portrait intended to cast its subject in the most favourable light possible. Either that, or the artist whose brush produced this work truly did see your ancestor as some kind of idol. This is because I'm very intelligent. Cassius studies the canvas thoughtfully. The work of a skilled and undoubtedly talented painted, Lord Captain. The execution is so exquisite that glimpses of the model's own emotions flicker before my gaze, as if the master's captured not only the man's likeness, but his very soul. You cut a fine figure. The portrait remains silent, perhaps because, despite the vividness of the person depicted, it is only an object that has been hanging on this wall for centuries. Examine the weapon. There can be no doubt the weapon's origin. The sword depicted by this unknown artist's brush was not forged by human hands. The fluid curves, the exceptional luster of the blade, and the gem of the hilt show the weapon to be the work of an Eldar craftsman. The blade is also unusual for the runes engraved along its length. They are most ancient indeed. The inscription is in the Eldar language, recording the legend of a holy god of war revered by the aliens. What an intriguing blade, but displayed on the ceremonial portrait is a sign of either fantastic arrogance or self-indulgent stupidity. Agenda shakes her head. Memory is the force that drives humanity and inspires us to deeds worthy of our ancestors. Details are eroded by time, leaving only the essences crystallized within relics and images. We should preserve only that which fortifies us upon its path. The rest must be consigned to oblivion. Unfortunately, this portion of legacy belongs to the latter. Study the background. Your eye is drawn to the head of a predatory creature behind the man. Its beastly face, disported in mortal rage, is vaguely familiar, and its gaze, too intelligent for a dead thing, is fixed on something very specific outside the painting. Reflections of light play whimsically on the expensive oil. I'm just looking at the options here. I would have some glorious name. You're a forgotten legend now, old man, but the current expense will not forget me so quickly, I assure you. Danrock, I have found a portrait of my ancient ancestor. I wish for it to be ring-hung in my chambers, or I can burn it. I think I'm just going to step away. I don't need to talk to him or make a willpower test. That seems weird. Okay, there's a chest here.
Lucius solved this conundrum.
Hydraulic booster. The user gains the jump maneuverability. Hang on. Jump maneuver. The user jumps to a cell within 1 plus agi bonus cells without provoking attacks of opportunity. Upon landing, there is a 5 times number of frames up to stacks chance that the user falls prone and deals shock damage armor pressure to all adjacent creatures. So you just do a big jump and don't trigger attacks of opportunity. I love it. Despite the stale air in the small chamber, the richly jeweled display case has been meticulously maintained all this time. There's not a single note of dust on the case, gleaming glass. There's a tattered diary here.
See? Right there.
The cover of the book is coated with a thick layer of dust. The sprayed edges have warped and are marred with decay. Writing implements lie in disarray. An autoquill, a nobly shaped inkwell, and a paperweight. As if the diarist had made the last entry before leaving the secret study in haste. The sturdy, well-crafted leather with expensive embossing has hardly faded with the effects of time. The Von Valence's coat of arms stamped on it is embellished with large gems. The book is covered in many scratches and scuffs, as if the book has survived more than a few adventures. At the bottom of the cover, the name Cerberian Von Valence is written in a florid script. It appears to be a personal diary. Why is there dust here but on the glass? That is odd. Open the first few pages. The pages are filled with cramped writing, along with blots crossing out and sweeping underlines that reveal the owner's passionate nature. The ink is as faded and decayed as the pages themselves, the thin parchment crumbling to dust at any careless touch. All I can be certain of is that the portion of my designs that most of my retinue would consider overly bold will not leave the confines of these chambers. It is rather amusing that this personal laboratory has also become a secret sanctuary, to whose walls I can tell most of my ideas and research. At times, I sense the esteemed Exalt 117 is entirely aware of his existence, but the Archmagus has always possessed the rare combination of human qualities, a sense of tact, coupled with the ability to keep others' secrets. The next page of the diary has been torn out. Last entry. The siege is over, but it takes more than a single battle won to snuff the flames of war. They are showering me with their artless praise. They are lauding me as the savior of the dynasty. And yet I cannot shake the thought that it is my hand that has signed its death warrant. What if the artifact in front of me is not enough? Yet the place where I found the relic may still hold more. The God Emperor willing, I shall find them. No one must know about the cluster I discovered. No one must interfere with my search. I will order Ambrosio not to record the warp routes in the archives of his esteemed house. And should I fail, then perhaps my descendants might finish what I started. The dynasty's private cogitator on Dargonis seems ancient and loyal enough for me to entrust it with the coordinates. The access identifier is Laria. This will open the secret areas of the machine spirit's memory. I hope I will be the one that reads this journal upon my return, and I hope I will destroy this evidence of my inexcusable faintness of heart. The remaining pages of the diary are untouched. Perhaps the cogitator of the Palace of Draconis mentioned in the last entry can tell you more about this mysterious Siberian von Valancius and his life's journey. It's a good job we're already planning on heading there. Wait, there's more stuff in there I want to find. Hang on. There's a purple thing. Why are we leaving, folks? There's a purple thing. Your ladyship, has your search been successful? Have you learned anything about the fate of Mr. Siberian? I found a portrait. What gave you the notion the blade depicted was more than a ceremonial weapon? It's an Eldar blade. I see. This is a strong indicator the blade's wielder was the most distinguished individual. Even among rogue traders, not everyone could afford to possess such an item. It must be a genuine portrait of Siberian. The fellow in the portrait was rather handsome and sumptuously dressed. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. After search, I found a handwritten diary. That's something. One can learn a great deal about an individual from their personal writing. This is, of course, assuming he was sufficiently truthful in his account. The secret chamber was his sanctuary and laboratory. I believe he was overly interested in radical ideas. It explains a great many things, but the fact that no mention of him survives the official histories. I suppose there must be something dark and nefarious behind all this, far more than we can guess. The final entry tells of the siege of Dragonis, but such a horror event is not in the chronicles. Let me think. That is strange indeed. I've studied the history of the dynasty in enough detail to recall all major battles of the last millennium, and none took place on the capital world. I found reference to a certain cogitator in the past Dragonis, as well as a data key that adds access to its archives. Wonderful. We should go to Dargonis and convey that code to the machine spirit. Nothing more survived. Thank you for the information. That is everything I managed to cover. Your thoughts? Your ladyship, I imagine Siberian was a man of remarkable talents, extraordinary destiny. I regret that I was fated never to see him in the flesh. I've got a feeling he might not be dead. The life form, Genetiferens, is extremely disturbed by the discovery, this edition of the genealogical tree of the von Valancius dynasty. I request permission to make the appropriate changes to the Sector Bionica archives. It seems Siberian von Valancius was indeed the one erased from the official chronicles. I wonder what deed prompted such a step. I do hope that when the machine spirit from the ancient coordinator sheds light on this mystery, we will not have to consign what we learned to oblivion as well, Lord Captain. I think he is maybe in a museum right now. But we might end up meeting him. Alright, what is this? The user's attacks with the weapon in this hand affect +4 levels of toxin and toxin saturation. I still think that might be good for Heinrich. Alright. We are approaching... We've actually hit 12:30. Well, almost 12:30
Keep your
with me.
wits about you.
And at this point, I'm going to have to finish the stream. I've done 2.5 hours. We've made a lot of progress, but it's all been sideways progress. But that's fine. Guys, I clicked here. What are you doing? Team, I want you down here. Thank you. So we're going to have to end the stream here. We did get to have an absolutely majestic battle against some Gene-Stealer cultists that was so cathartic. I absolutely destroyed them. Had such a blast with that. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate you being here. I know this is a very long game, and it's not something that's very easy to jump in and jump out at. Exactly, Daedra. You should willpower check the painting. Okay, I will will check the painting before I finish, and then I'm going to go to bed. What I was going to say is, if you're still up for more content, there's a Nebulous Fleet Command video going to come out in about an hour's time. Okay. I will not distort the glorious name of von Valancius, I swear it. You know you speak the truth. You begin to think the man in the portrait is looking back at you with faith in his eyes. Gain 14 experience. Is that it? Just to gain the 14 experience? Okay. So there's a new Nebulous Fleet Command video coming out. It's not a particularly long one, but the next one will be really, really long. I'll get you some more Xenonauts 2 soon as well. We're very close to the end of the game. But for now, I'm going to have to leave you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Remember that you're all absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your support. If you are watching this stream and you are not subscribed to the channel, I would really, really appreciate you doing so, because we're so close to 20,000 subscribers. It's a really big deal for me if we can make it. So your support in doing so would be wonderful. Thank you to everyone who renewed their subs on Twitch tonight. Thank you for that as well. Have a wonderful day. I'll catch you later. Ciao for now.